Well, hi, everybody. Welcome into this broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota. Out on the field, you can see the Show Low Cougar Marching Band approaching the field, and they are about to present the national anthem. Fireworks already getting underway here at Show Low Ford Stadium, the home of the Show Low Cougars and the site of tonight's Game of the Week broadcast. My name is Floyd Simmons. My broadcast partner joins me in just a moment. We get set for the start of festivities here tonight on this big matchup between the Show Low Cougars, battling for respect, battling for an improvement in their rankings, which they'll get probably whether they win or lose tonight because they're playing the number 3 ranked Thatcher Eagles. And that's what's on tap tonight, part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football show. We're about 3 minutes away, 2.5 minutes away from the coin toss, the kick to follow shortly thereafter. And we are just about ready to go. Mix 98 KRFM Show Low is the broadcast home of Sports Zone Radio, everybody. And we hope you enjoyed the First and 10 show, and we hope you enjoy the national anthem underway now. Crowd responds like you might expect them to after a great job by the Show Low Marching Band presenting the national anthem tonight. Now the fight song, and we welcome you in to Show Low Ford Stadium and tonight's broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. It's brought to you by Hatch Toyota right here and exclusively at the Sports Zone. Floyd Simmons and the entire crew getting ready to bring it to you. And my broadcast partner tonight is making his Sports Zone debut on microphone. And I'm sure he's slightly nervous because it's the big leagues now, my boy. It's the big time. but also, I'm sure, ready for a great time tonight. And our brand new analysis on the broadcast is a young man named Mackie Slade. And Mackie, welcome into the broadcast. Welcome to Sports Zone Radio. How you doing?
I'm good. I appreciate you guys having me here. It's a great Friday night to play to watch some football and play football. Heber Mogollon doesn't have a game over there in Heber, and so I spent some time on the sideline, so I get to kind of come over here and hang out today. So it's good for me. It's good for you guys to invite me. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
And you mentioned it because you are involved at Mogollon High School. You live in the area. You went to school at Mogollon and played your football and in your younger days, in your days when you were a young man.
I did.
Played football at Mogollon.
I did.
Hey, let me ask you a question, okay? I hear these guys with their pronunciations, and one time I was listening. I was at a country concert with a band that was called Mogollon, and they made it clear when they announced to the crowd. They said the way you say it is Mogollon. Mogollon. How do you say it? What's in your mind? What is the correct pronunciation?
I say it Mogollon.
Mogollon.
But people say it Mogollon Mustangs or Mogollon.
Right. Mongolian. I've heard Mongolian before.
Right, Mongolian. A lot of people mess it up.
Yeah.
But
it's whatever the person who's saying it wants to say, isn't it?
Right, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And we're not too picky over there. Sometimes in Heber, right, we just kind of take it as we can get it and figure it out, And
I mean, if the guy tells you it's pizza, it's pizza.
You're right.
I mean, if it's on a cardboard box with some ketchup on it, and he calls it pizza.
But we are.
That's pizza.
Correct. That is. We call it Mogollon where we come from.
Okay.
The Mighty Mustangs and
the mighty.
Right, we're pretty
Mustang.
proud. We're pretty proud of our football program over there and the kids and the community.
Yeah, the Mighty Mustangs. up the road a little ways, it's the Mighty Mighty Road Runners. You got to make sure that there's two Mighties in there when you call it out. And by the way, the coin toss there we see that Thatcher is going to get the ball first here today.
Yes.
Show Low is ready to go there, and we're going to see the Show Low defense first. And conspicuously missing from the Show Low lineup on defense is going to be their inside linebacker, jersey number 8, Mason Lucktel. You're not going to see him tonight. Lucktel is injured and unavailable, not able to play tonight. There he is. There's Mason on the sideline, and that's a real unfortunate turnabout for the Show Low Cougars, who were bitten by the injury bug tonight. Not just Mason. There's others, including the junior starting quarterback, and there's that kid. There's Cash Perkins. You see him in street clothes plus a jersey. Can you believe they can get shoulder pads underneath that jersey?
I think it looks
right
a little
there?
small.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the shoulder pads must not be that
These
big.
These boys be hitting the weights too, right? Show off the guns a little bit.
Well, it's time
right,
for it's time for the gun show.
It's all part of the swagger nowadays.
No question. No question.
It is.
Half of it is showing up with the guns, right?
Sun's out, guns out, as we call it.
Yeah, so you've got injuries that these teams are going to be dealing with tonight, and the Show Low Cougars in particular have two key players, quarterback and inside linebacker, and we'll look at some other guys as well as we get along here in the game. And because of a key injury on the line, a young man that we did not think was going to play tonight, I think just might be in his uniform and might be out there to play center for the team. I'm talking about Cash Wilkinson. We're going to find out if Cash indeed is able to play tonight for the Show Low Cougars. That's going to be a short kick brought back straight up the middle and to near midfield. The 47-yard line is going to be the spot of it right here as we welcome you in, get it underway. That return was brought back by Tristan Brown of Thatcher. And the Eagles have the football, everybody. We welcome you into this broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota, Floyd Simmons, and, as I said, Mackie Slade from up the road, Highway 260 there, the home of the Mustangs, Mustang Country. And the Mustangs are playing tomorrow in Fredonia, right? Long trip for Mogollon.
No, we got to bye this week. We are not playing tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to have to relook at the AIA's schedule then, because they fooled me on that one. Here's a deep pass on first down, going for the whole thing, and the Thatcher Eagles are going to hook up. Connect on a 53-yard touchdown. Just from the get-go, that one goes the distance. Wyatt Nicholas is the senior wide receiver who beat the corner on the far side, and Wyatt hauls it in on a beautiful pass. And there you go, the first points of the game happened just like that.
Make no qualm about it. These guys show up to play a little bit of football and take a shot at the end zone early.
Not exactly what you expect from the Thatcher Eagles, and a team that likes to run the football a lot. They more kind of spice in their passing game, as this kick is going to be deflected, but still find enough to get up and over the crossbar. So the point after is good for the Eagles, and just 16 seconds into the game, Thatcher's got the first points of the game, 7-0. As you take another look at it right here, you see the pump fake that might have helped Nicholas to get the separation. And then, of course, a beautiful pass from Chad Johnson, the quarterback. He's a junior. And Chad delivered the goods right there, Mackie.
Yeah, for sure. Our receiver got a little outside release and just tried to work to get back on top. And quarterback put it up in the air, and he made a good grab for him. So
watch on the point after as well. Somebody
got a hand on it.
Yeah, got great penetration. Got a mitt on that thing, and actually
almost
reversed the spin of the ball. Did you see that?
Yeah, almost.
Snuck it right over. The kick is good, and the Thatcher Eagles they're on the board, everybody. We welcome you in, bring you into this broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. And that touchdown at the 11:44 mark by the Thatcher Eagles. A very quick start for the number 3 ranked team in the state. And Show Low's going to get Jet Walker back there, and Walker escapes one tackler but then gets swallowed under at about the 25-yard line, right at the 25, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Show Low Cougars, who are going to start Ben Frund. Ben Frund is going to start at quarterback tonight. He'll lead that offense because the starter coming into the season unavailable. So there's Ben out there. He's only a sophomore. 5'7", 135. That's what they're throwing at this Thatcher Eagle defense, and it's a good defense. So the young man is, you're talking about trial by fire, Mackie. If I'm a sophomore and I'm 5'7", I'm shaking in my boots. I don't know about Ben. He's probably got a little tougher than me.
Right.
But if I'm staring down the jaws of that defense right now, I'm going to be a little bit concerned and a little bit worried. But we'll see how Ben gets it going here for the Cougars. And they're going to put him back in the pocket right from the get-go, and he'll take off with it. He ends up gaining a couple of yards on the play. So the young man, the sophomore, against that defense, it might be a pretty good way to get your guy a start.
Right. Get him kind of settled in. Looked like he went to draw back, didn't see anything. That might have been a design little run, spread him out, 3 receivers to the right. And so see what they line up here and throw at us again.
The Show Low Cougars wearing those new uniforms of theirs. They've got green in the trim of that uniform, but it's a black uniform, black pants, black top. Jet Walker comes around on the on a counter, and Jet is going to be able to pick up a nice gain and
our tackle
gives his team the first down of their game. So a nice job on second down.
Right, 74. Jacob Murray was able to kind of get around and banana block or hook the defensive end, and Walker was able to kind of skirt on the outside and pick up some good yards.
And it's good for 11 and a first down for the Cougars. So they move the chains against the four-man front that the Thatcher Eagles present. Now they'll give it, and they're going to get a nice little gain that crosses the 45-yard line. Another nice little punch through the middle, and the guy that carried it, Dax Lamson. Lamson on the carry, and Lamson gains 8 yards. Call that 8, and second down and 2 coming up.
Yeah, I like that. We keep that 3.5 stay alive over there, we call it. Just so go and get what you can get, and see if we can get some good penetration from our offensive linemen.
Cougars now at their own 46-yard line. And they get a great block on the edge near side, enough to gain the first down. How about a 4-yard gain for Jet Walker? And that 4-yard pickup takes it right to midfield, and the Show Low Cougars offense moving the ball nicely early against a highly ranked Thatcher team.
Are we going to get a heavy dose of Jet Walker tonight? He's ran the ball extremely hard.
Yeah.
He's a good athlete, too.
Matter of fact, we are going to, because Jet for the season averages about 18 carries a game. And the ball's right at midfield. Front quickly to throw right side. He's got his man. That's Walker, and he'll break a tackle. You know, Jet did a couple of great things on that. He adjusted to make the catch in the first place and then made the first guy miss for a 6-yard gain. Well done by Jet Walker.
I like our quarterback. He's done a good job kind of being the field general tonight. Steps up, kind of gets the boot out a little bit and throws that ball down into the flats, and his running back did a good job for him, made a good play.
So the connection to Walker picks up 6 yards. And Show Low now, on their first possession of the game, are in Thatcher territory. They are at the Thatcher 44-yard line with this one. Those of you listening on radio, thanks for being there with us on Mix 98, KRFM Show Low. We go approaching right now, 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter, and Jet Walker on the cutback. He breaks that tackle, and Walker's in the open field, and Jet is going to take it inside the 15-yard line. And this Show Low Cougar crowd is getting something early to cheer about because Jet Walker just reeled off a tremendous run.
Jet Walker's the Energizer Bunny for these guys. We've called his name 3 plays in a row.
And, you know, this time we call it for a 34-yard gain. Walker's been averaging right at 4 yards a carry for the season. It's been a really tough year for the guy. He carries it a lot. And look at this against Thatcher, able to come up with a 34-yard gain, one of his largest gains from scrimmage this season. And they'll give it to Lamson. And Dax Lamson, he'll have to fight his way and just back to the line of scrimmage on what was the 7th play of the opening series for the Cougars.
Give credit to number, who's that, 0? I got to get a name for him, for Thatcher. Did a good job filling in a hole, stepped down to his gap as a linebacker, and made it hard for Show Low to pick up any yards there.
You know, that young man is Brett Jones. Brett Jones is the son of, I believe he's the son of the head coach, Dan Jones. And Brett delivering on that, keep it to a no gain, front. And they'll try to run that trap that netted them a nice 11-yard gain earlier on in the sequence. However, 5 yards will be marked against the Show Low offense as they get called for a false start here. 8:13 on the clock in the first quarter. 7-0. Thatcher got the ball first, and they scored on their first play from scrimmage. Ran the guy down the left sideline on a go route. And it was Wyatt Nicholas hauling it in for the 53-yard touchdown reception. So Thatcher, they get their first points of the game via the airwaves. Show Low going to work, handed off. Jet Walker, he's got the yardage lost on the penalty, and he gets right back to the original line of scrimmage, the 10-yard line, a 5-yard gain for Jet. And that'll bring up a second down and goal at the 10-yard line for the Cougars.
That's just old-fashioned power right there. He's going to line up behind 85, a tight end, and give him the ball and see if we can get a good push from our front line. I like the smash mouth football so far from Show Low, and it's been working in their favor this opening drive.
So the ball at the 10-yard line now. Third down play for the Cougars, who would dearly like early on in this game to get 6 on the board, and they'll roll Frund out to the right side. He looks to run the whole way, and he'll get trapped, and he'll get knocked down, and he got right back to the line of scrimmage. A no gain on the play for Frund to bring up fourth down and goal at the 10. And will the Cougars, will they take a shot at the end zone? Oh, looks like they're going to bring the place-kicking team on and see if they can convert and get some points on the board. And I'll tell you, early in the game, your first possession, you're playing this highly, highly touted Thatcher team. I think you get any points on the board early.
Absolutely.
That's going to be huge for their psyche.
Absolutely. The drive was great. I love the play call. Everything was good. Put them into field goal range and see if they can capitalize off of it here.
6.5 minutes on the clock. Here's the field goal try for the Cougars. It'll be a 27-yard attempt.
Ooh, maybe a hard count there.
And it's going to be less than that. How about that, huh?
Yeah.
The kicker lined up out there, Calvin Morgan. Calvin Morgan is the kicker, and he is staying on the field. So it'll be fourth and goal at the 5-yard line now, and a 22-yard try from near the right hash mark. That's what Show Low's working with here. Big moment for Calvin Morgan and the Show Low offense. Get points on the board. We'll see if they can. The hard count, and somebody moved on the offensive line now.
And we're coming back.
We're going to be looking at a 27-yard field goal again. Now, try to get in the mind of the young kicker right there, okay? So, how is he feeling about right now?
Try and get up a little bit closer and make this thing a little bit easier for him, and then we don't get any help from our guys inside.
You go another hard count right here?
I don't know.
I don't think so. There's the snap, and the kick is on the way. Plenty of leg for this one. Looks like it's right down the middle, and it is good for the Show Low Cougars. They're going to grab some points. They're going to get on the board here, and we've got 5:47 on the clock here at Show Low High School. The Cougars get some points. Stand by, everybody. We'll return in a moment with more of the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Have you heard the big news? At White Mountain Regional Medical Center, we are bigger and better than ever. With our newly expanded emergency room facility and capabilities, we are even better equipped to handle your urgent needs with the care and efficiency you deserve. Discover the new standard in healthcare right in your backyard. Choose White Mountain Regional Medical Center, located in Springerville, where specialized and emergency care are now within reach.
Hey, have you heard the rumor that the free Lifeline phone program has ended?
I got some great news. It's not true. Cellular One is still providing free phones and unlimited talk and text nationwide, plus 5 gigabytes of high-speed data.
Wow, free unlimited talk, text, and 5 gigabytes of high-speed data.
Want to see if you qualify? Just visit your local Cellular One store today. You can walk out with a brand new smartphone and enjoy the biggest, most reliable network on the Navajo Nation. Cellular One, keeping you connected for over 30 years, and we're here to stay.
Welcome back into the action here at Show Low High School, everybody. Floyd Simmons along with Mackie Slade, my broadcast partner tonight, making his debut, Mackie's debut. Well done on your start here so far, young man.
I appreciate it. It's been fun. It's just watching football, right?
That's all it is, watching football and acting like you know what you're talking about.
Right.
That's kind of a Sports Zone hallmark right there. Hey, I'm wearing, look at it. I am all orange tonight. I'm wearing my Carroll University orange. This is Mackie Slade. Next to me, that young man was Mackie. On the other side, the lovely Sonia Simmons, our statistician. And the Thatcher Eagles will take over at their own 25-yard line. There's a reason why I'm wearing, by the way, the orange colors of the Carroll Pioneers as you watch Thatcher now run the ball. It's only their second offensive play of the game so far. The other thing Show Low did, by the way, in getting the points on the board was also burn some clock. So something they're going to want to do against the Eagles. Cody Bingham with his first carry of the game, and Cody has a single yard on that first carry. So you take a look at a pretty good crowd assembled here at at Show Low High School tonight for the big showdown. These two clubs, and now Thatcher from the shotgun, and they plan to throw. And a lot of pressure coming from the left edge in particular, and if I'm not mistaken, might have even got a hand on it. That guy on the left side, Tavian Barker, he's only a freshman coming in with pressure from that left side, the strong side of the quarterback. I believe he's the guy that got a hand up in there and deflected the pass.
Yeah, that's him. A good little rush there off the edge, kind of worked that outside shoulder, was able to kind of get his hands up in the passing lane, did a great job defending it for a pass deflected.
So the Cougars have forced Thatcher into a 3rd down and long, 3rd and 9. Ball at the 26-yard line for the Eagles, and they're going to run option. The quarterback kept it himself, and it was a good decision because look at him break through that defense and cross midfield. Well, that's what the Cougars did not want to happen, but the quarterback, Chad Johnson, made a brilliant decision on the option. They ran that thing real skinny, didn't they?
Yeah.
But he did a good job with it.
It was a little tighter. You're just reading it, though. If the defensive end leaves, then you keep it. If he squats, then he pulls it. So, great keeper by the quarterback.
29-yard gain for the Eagles. First down into Show Low territory. The ball at the 45 of the Cougars. Under 5 minutes on the clock, first quarter. Handoff right side, and that is going to be a hard finish right there, and a gain of 9 on the play. 9 yards, the gain on the play for the Eagles. It's Tristan Brown. Tristan Brown, the senior running back at 5'9", 165. And the bowling ball is able to gain himself a nice gain, 9 yards on the pickup.
I'd like to see Show Low bear down right here and see if we can win a down here.
See what they've got on a second down play, second and short. I formation for the Eagles. Give it to the tailback, and he's going to run into a wall, then slip. And that was just well done and plugged up in the middle of that defense by the Cougars. And I believe the guy who really stepped up to, really plug it up was Alexander Anderson in the middle of the Show Low defense. It ends up being a 2-yard loss.
Anderson did a good job getting off the block and just kind of occupying space in the gap. And then you've got people coming downhill to help rally. Number 3 there. Smother him up. It looked like the running back slipped there, too, a little bit.
Yeah, Easton Hatch, one of those guys tasked with, making up for the loss of Mason Luchtel. The Eagles are going to stay on the ground, and it works out. 4 yards. 4 yards the gain, and that'll go for a first down. Once again, carrying the football for the Eagles is Tristan Brown. Tristan Brown, a 4-yard gain and a first down for Thatcher. They move inside the Show Low, just inside the Show Low 35-yard line.
The Cougars look good there on second and third down, giving up small yardage, not getting gashed. Need to win a first down to kind of help maybe get Thatcher behind the chains here.
So 3:05, 3 minutes and 5 seconds with the clock ticking down in the first quarter. A 7-3 advantage for the Thatcher Eagles, and Thatcher in possession of the ball. Their second time owning the ball in the game. They'll give it on the jet sweep and try the left side, and a great open field tackle. There's a flag down behind the play. It was a great open field tackle for Show Low. Cade Winkler is the guy that carried the ball. But the guy who ended up making the play, and in doing so, did you have Easton Hatch on that play?
I thought it was number 3. I could be mistaken, but I thought it was number 3 coming downhill, the free safety.
Well, guess what?
The edge, making an open field tackle.
Guess what? That was a good play for practice, I'll tell you that. And it's going to end up going for naught because the penalty, and there was an illegal block, I believe it was, on the backside of the play. It marks it all the way back to the 44-yard line. So forget the run, count the penalty yardage, and it's first down and about 20 to go for the Eagles. They'll look to throw, and pressure will come. And guess what? The ball comes out. Thatcher got back on top of it, I believe, but what a great job with pressure coming from behind. Never giving up on the play was Donovan Miller. Donovan Miller was able to chase down the quarterback. It's a loss on the play of 4 yards on a quarterback sack, and nearly a takeaway for the Show Low defense.
Defensive, he didn't give up on the play either, right? We kind of took a weird angle on the quarterback, but was able to stick with him as he rushed out of the pocket and made a play from behind. I love that.
Ball goes to
great job by Miller.
Back to the 48-yard line, 48 of Show Low. 2 minutes now remaining in the first quarter. Thatcher is looking at second down and 24. They got a ways to go, and they're going to roll the quarterback out left, and under great pressure. Hit made as the pass was released, and that pressure by Dallin Rawlings. What a great job by Dallin. He's a junior, 5'11", 165 for Show Low, and he was able to plant the quarterback on release, who gets up very slow and in a little bit of pain. Chad Johnson is not feeling good right now after that big hit. Wow.
Good hit, open field tackle, right? Go get up in the quarterback's face and make a good play. It was a clean hit, too, as he was throwing the ball.
Put it on him, though, didn't he?
Absolutely.
And Show Low, the team right now that seems to be asserting themselves physically, making the most noise. That way, a high snap and another loss. This won't be a quarterback sack. A number of those guys get there. Jet Walker got there for Show Low, but the guy who got there first is making a name for himself in this first half. Donovan Miller gets to the quarterback. It'll be a loss on the play of, it looks like, 2 yards, and bring up 4th down and a very long way to go for Thatcher.
Donovan Miller's got a motor on him. Hopefully we can see this for the rest of this quarter into the game. Kids played a heck of a ball game so far.
Donovan keeps that up. We're going to start calling him Mr. Miller. A bad snap. The kick is blocked. It's in the air. And Dane Rusma has it. The Cougars have a touchdown.
Oh, my.
You've got to be kidding me. The kick was blocked. It went straight up in the air. And the fastest guy on the Show Low roster, Dane Rusma, caught the ball right in midair and ran it in for about a 40-yard return for touchdown.
That was a crazy play. Show Low defense showing some life right here and getting a score for the team. Getting a score for the team on the defensive side of the ball. You got to love that. You got to love that as a football coach, as a football fan too.
Show Low is in prime position to take a lead into the second quarter with 1:04 remaining in this first period. And if they can just take care of business on defense coming up, they'll have that lead. And a most unexpected circumstance indeed for the Show Low Cougars, as the kick is up and it's good. And Show Low now moves ahead of Thatcher 10-7 early on in this one. You see Coach Clark, the defensive coordinator, congratulating his guys, but what a great job. Let's see if we can find out who blocked it.
You get a number on that.
It was tough. It might have been 15. It might have been the freshman.
15?
Yeah, that's Tavian Barker. He might have been the guy that got hands in there and got it up in the air. How about Dane Rusma, huh?
That was crazy.
Opportunistic.
Right. Get there off the edge and just be where you're supposed to be, and then see the ball. Had to catch it. Beat everybody to the end zone. Showed some good speed as well. I like that series.
And a line drive kick is mishandled by Thatcher at the 5-yard line. And so the Cougars are getting their opportunities, but here's a great return coming together. It crosses midfield and finally goes all the way to the Show Low 40-yard line. And just when you thought, boy, I tell you, Show Low was doing everything right, somebody broke down on that outside contain on kick coverage. And Mackey, I mean, you just can't let that happen, and it did, and Thatcher took advantage. They got a great return.
Right, you got to be a little just alignment assignment, right? Making sure we're in alignment and we have our assignment taken care of, and nothing more, nothing less. But yeah, it seemed like all momentum was for the Cougars here, and then Thatcher with a big return.
Either he stepped out of bounds or a penalty marker went down. I think they're going to say he stepped out, got knocked out.
Flagged out of bounds there.
At the 46-yard line. So it is Thatcher's ball. Still a good return, still good field position, and 52 seconds remaining in the first quarter. They'll give it from the gun and give it over the right side, and that running back is going to bounce off initial contact. That was really well done on the carry, and carrying the ball for a second time today was Cody Bingham. And he actually third carry for Cody, and he gains exactly 11 yards on the play, and that'll produce a first down.
Looks like they're pulling a guard there, too.
So first down, the situation, and the ball goes inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. The 43-yard line. And Thatcher will run the fullback up the middle and gain yardage to the 40-yard line. Maybe a 3-yard gain. The first time that we'll see Will Chichester. Will Chichester carries the football for the Eagles, and his gain of 3 yards makes it second down and 7. What do we got there?
I think we got corrected 77. There's two 77s. There's Donovan Miller, but then made the play defensively for the Cougars is Cooper Peck.
Cooper Peck, okay.
So that's on me.
Well, that's on me as well. So we've been calling Donovan Miller
we got corrected
with a couple of great plays. It's actually Cooper Peck, number 77, right there on that at that left defensive end.
That's who that is.
And here's something else to note about that as we end the quarter. He's a transfer for Thatcher. We'll talk more about that in a moment as the quarter comes to an end. 10-7, Show Low has the lead at the end of one. It's the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Buy a Tundra, get a Tundra. Right now at Hatch Toyota in Show Low.
Man, I love my new Tundra. It's got the iForce Max hybrid engine with 437 horsepower and 583 pound-feet of torque. I can tow pretty much anything.
I'm liking the adaptive variable suspension system that adjusts for the road conditions, so we're always comfortable.
And this interior, it's like a luxury SUV. Leather seats, panoramic roof that works. But you know what else is legend? Look in the bed.
A Yeti Tundra 45? That cooler's a game changer for any trip. Practically indestructible. Double wall vacuum insulation keeps ice for days.
And it came with my Tundra.
So you got a Tundra with your Tundra.
Get your 2024 Toyota Tundra starting as low as $469 a month, and Hatch Toyota will give you a Yeti Tundra 45 free to help make your ultimate adventure. Buy a Tundra, get a Tundra at Hatch Toyota of Show Low in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and at hatchtoyota.com.
Unapproved credit, lease for $469 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing, plus tax, title, license, $5.99 documentation, and 2 10-inch fees. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Thatcher will throw the screen to the wide receiver on the near side of the field, coming out to start the second quarter and gain 6 yards on the play, just short of the first down for the Eagles. Wyatt Nicholas, who caught the touchdown pass to start the game. Wyatt will take that one, and he'll gain a little bit out of it, but it'll produce a third down and very short third down and about a half a yard to go right now for the Thatcher Eagles as we bring you back in to Show Low High School and the start of the second quarter, the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. It is Show Low Cougars football, and the Eagles own the football at the moment. They'll give it to the fullback. Nope, the quarterback kept it. And that's going to be Chad Johnson. Johnson trying the right side. And Johnson is going to get wrestled down after he gains
I think they're going to set him up.
1 yard on the play. He got a yard. But guess what? That yard was enough for the first down. And we got some information for you here.
Yeah, we've been getting we've been getting the wrong name for our defensive Cougar. Number 77 is Cooper Peck.
Yeah, Cooper Peck is a transfer, first year here at Show Low. Cooper transferred from Thatcher, and now he gets to play his old teammates. When his coach Dan Jones sat in on our broadcast a couple of weeks ago, Dan had a lot of good things to say about Cooper.
For obvious
reasons. He really enjoyed coaching him for a couple of years when he was down in Thatcher. So,
yeah,
we got that correction. So Cooper Peck now getting the just rewards of his effort.
Sorry to Mom and Dad, we missed that up, but we'll get it right from here on out.
5 yard gain, by the way, on that first down carry for the Eagles. They get it inside the Show Low 30. The ball's at the 28-yard line of Show Low. Second down and 5 coming up for the Eagles offense. Under 11 minutes now on the clock, second quarter. At halftime, the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint halftime report. And Chad Johnson, the quarterback, decides to keep. And maybe not the best idea. You see the kid right there that was right there at the spear of the attack, number 44 for the Show Low Cougars. That kid, his name is Talon Sloan. Not only did Talon, a sophomore, make a great play just now and limit the team to a 2-yard gain, so third down and 3 coming up, but Talon is the guy that blocked the punt.
Yes, we got confirmation on that. Got inside and got his hands on the punt, which made the big play for Show Low here.
So great early start for that kid right there. Talon Sloan, punt block, tackle right there, and it's third down and 3 for the Eagles. They'll run it to Bingham, and Bingham gets a nice push from the big guys up front, and Bingham also gets 4 yards on the carry. So 4 yards to pick up, and that's plenty for the first down for the Thatcher offense. It'll move the chains.
They've been running a little bit of that speed option, and then they run just straight power there. Bring a couple, kind of like a heavier set, had a tight end come in motion and was able to kind of help get a good push, and then your halfback just runs behind him for a pickup of 4. So
on the 7th play of the series for Thatcher. They'll give it to the right side and cross the 15-yard line on a carry this time that's designed for Will Chidester. Chidester, his second carry, and he gains 7 yards. Do we think that's the correct pronunciation, Chidester? We're going to go for that?
I mean, I'm from Heber, right? So I was
in Heber, you guys will. It doesn't matter how you say it, right?
I was learned how to spoke over there in Heber, and so, right, he making good plays. I think that's how I would pronounce it. It's good to make fun of ourselves a little bit, right?
Yes, no doubt about it.
Transparency over here.
And it's good for ourselves to make fun of yourselves over in Heber.
That's good. Make everybody feel happy.
Chidester bounces, and he is going to head for the pylon. Did he sneak inside? The official says yes. That is a Thatcher touchdown that comes from 15 yards away. Nice run, and boy, I tell you, Chidester made it happen himself as he ran into the wall inside, bounced it out, found a little room to run outside, and he took it in for the touchdown.
Showed some good speed there, too, good vision. And then it just turns into kind of a track race, right? You're able to bounce it and see a little bit of green grass, and it's whoever can get to the pylon first.
So the Eagles get the first points of the second quarter, retake the lead, and now the kick is on the way to make it a 14-10 game. The kick is good, and we'll grab a timeout, everybody. Thatcher back in front here with just under 9 minutes left in the second quarter. The Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
Your neighbors and friends won't have to fake their enthusiasm over your new wall. With the durability and strength of precast Verticrete walls from Hatch Concrete is a solid investment. Enhance your property's value with a two-sided decorative concrete wall that's as stylish as it is affordable. No yearly repairs or restaining needed. Request a free estimate from Hatch Concrete today, where quality isn't just a name, but a tradition.
So you see the kick that for Show Low that brought it back out across the 30, around the 35, but there's a marker down, and there'll be a face mask called on the Eagles. And so that'll be 15 more tacked on, and the Show Low Cougars will have decent field position here with 8:52 on the clock in the second quarter to move the ball up the field for the Thatcher Eagles, a possession that began for the Eagles in the first quarter. It was an 8-play, 54-yard drive. And it took about 4 minutes and 5 seconds of clock time. Will Chidester, the 15-yard touchdown run for the Eagles to get the points on the board and get them back in front, 14-10 over the Show Low Cougars. There's Dan Jones, the head coach, or some part of Dan, maybe his best side, really. And Coach Jones there, who is the former Blue Ridge Yellow Jacket player. He is.
From Pine Top, Blue Ridge.
Here's a give up the middle. And the ball comes out. It's on the ground, and Show Low is able to cover it up. Cougars lost it for a moment. Walker, the guy with the ball, and then it took the quarterback, Ben Frund, to get on top of that thing as somebody punched it out nicely. And it ends up being a 3-yard loss on the play. Well, Dan Jones doesn't look so bad from this side either.
I'm sure he appreciates us talking about that, right? Giving him all the love possible.
That's all it is love.
Nothing but love here. Sports Zone.
So after a -3 on that last play, the Cougars stare down a second down at 13 and try to give it to Jet Walker and see if Walker can pick his way through that middle. But there was really not a whole lot happening. The Eagles stepped it up across that front, that defensive front, and the guy that really made the play, Landon Robbins, was at the center of that for Thatcher. A 1-yard gain for Jet Walker.
Defensively, the Eagles have some pretty good size and also some speed, been able to get good extension on the interior lineman to our Show Low Cougars and fill in a gap and just kind of occupy space there and make open field tackles.
7:27 and counting down in the second quarter. Show Low wants to throw. Frund, he'll have to step up. He runs right into a defender and ends up going down right at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play for Ben and the Show Low offense, and it's going to bring up fourth down. Fourth down for Show Low, 4th and 11. Punt situation for the Cougars.
Yeah, we'll play a little bit of field position here, it looks like, see if we can get a good punt. It's always hard, right? You never know. High school football. Heber, we don't punt very often. We don't like punting 10 yards, so we just assume go for it.
Not a lot of punt attempts.
Every once in a while.
How does that go? You get into the first game, and you guys coming out of the locker room, and the coach says, "Hey, who wants to punt today?"
Right. Usually QB1 punts. It's always kind of been the quarterback in years past.
Look at the reverse of the field. This one from the 20 crosses midfield, on the way, Bingham will take it to the house. Another long touchdown today for the Thatcher Eagles. They had the opening score on a long touchdown pass, and now it's Cody Bingham. He started to his right, cut back to his left, and he goes 80 yards for a Thatcher touchdown.
Right, he picked up a good block, too, there. I'll have to wait until I see a replay and get you a name and a number, but I don't know if that was just a return left, but we had a couple good blocks there to help him get the edge. Obviously a great run by him, but we like to give credit to those guys who do the dirty work for our return man.
Cody Bingham gets the job done. 80 yards he goes for the Eagles. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. So the kick is good as you take another long look at Cody Bingham's handiwork. Wow, terrific. And once he found some space, there was no catching him. 6:23 on the clock, second quarter, a timeout. This is the Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
Beam & Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beam & Drilling has a kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night. 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beam & Drilling.
The gridiron is where teams come to battle and dominate. With over 5 decades of knowledge and expertise, manpower, and a whole lot of horsepower, Perkins Cinders is that all-star teammate you need to dominate your project. They deliver all things dirt, from gravel, cinders, topsoil mulch, concrete materials, and more. Want to score big? Use the one that will get you that win. Perkins Cinders is helping you get a load of this.
Big thanks to Perkins Cinders. We got a chance to say hi to Dusty Perkins, one of the proprietors, one of the owners at Perkins Cinders. He stopped by the broadcast location to say hi to the group here before we got things underway today. Thank you to Perkins Cinders. They will be helping us to induct some new members into the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame this season. I want to talk to you, Mackie, about that here in just a little bit. 35-yard line is the spot for Show Low's offense as they take over after the kick return and a 2-yard gain. Jet Walker for 2 yards. As we get back to it, the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame. Mackie, I don't know how much you've been following, this year, but last year we unveiled it and we announced 9 names that we have offered up for induction into the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame. These are legendary White Mountains football players.
Local players.
From all the teams that we cover, and that includes, as I would pronounce it, Muggion, the Muggion Mustangs.
That is correct.
Okay, eligible for entrance and induction into the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame. As you watch Dax Lamson lose a yard on the play, he got wrapped up, and then somebody got a hold of the jersey, and he was going nowhere after that. 3rd down and 9 coming up for Show Low's offense. So let me ask your thoughts about the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame. We've had names like, we haven't had a chance to officially induct Rathan Reisdorf yet, but he went in last year as a representative of the Show Low Cougars. Coach Paul Morrow of Blue Ridge. Marcus Bell was announced. We haven't inducted him yet, but he's been announced. Marcus Bell, the player at St. John's and coach at Round Valley for many years. a White Mountains legend, Scooter Sprott, inducted.
Mm-hmm.
Some other great names as you watch Ben Frund cut back, and Ben is going to get 2 yards. 2 yards on the play for Show Low in 4th down, and plenty to go. 4th and about 7 coming up for the Cougars, and we'll see if they can punt it away from Cody Bingham here in a moment. I mean, you're a Mogollon Mustangs guy, and I would assume that you know a lot about the names of the legendary Mustang players. Throw up 2 or 3 names at me of guys for Mogollon that should be in the running for consideration for our Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame.
I would. We've had a couple good football players roll through that little 1A program there in Heber Mogollon. I played with a really, really good football player, running back, kind of linebacker in Dallin Despain. Is probably the first name that comes to my mind. Dallin Despain ran the ball. And
isn't Dallin the all-time leading rusher in Mustang history?
He is the all-time leading rusher, and I don't know if he holds the record for touchdowns. I could text my dad. I could text Tim Slade, and he'd probably send it to me in a heartbeat because he coached me, but coached Dallin. And, I mean, he was a 4-year starter, ran the ball as a freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, and won a championship as a senior against Baghdad. But I could get some specifics, but I'd definitely nominate Dallin Despain, run the ball really hard.
Yeah.
Boone Baker's another great running back for Heber Mogollon. Was a little bit bigger back and had great speed. Yeah, those 2 are good. JT Maynor was a great quarterback.
Right, JT Maynor. Great name. There's been some.
Right. He was in the Wraith and Reisdorf era, though.
Yeah.
JT Maynor and company.
Didn't get as many headlines as maybe he deserved because Rathan was, shredding defenses with regularity.
Rathan had a couple stout receivers in Josh Weeks, but Rathan's a heck of a good quarterback. And I played with Rathan, not in Show Low, but I played with Rathan at Mesa Community College.
Okay, did you?
Yeah, so I spent a little bit of time with him.
How about Mackie Slade? Do you think Mackie Slade is a guy that deserves some?
I don't know that high school Mackie. I was probably only 6'3", 180 pounds.
Probably only 6'3" and 180. Okay.
Right, I went maybe 175.
I mean, I wasn't much.
It wasn't. No, we ran the ball. Tim Slade ran the ball. He didn't throw the ball. He didn't throw the ball to us. We just ran it to Dallin.
So what was that like afterward? When you had. So you said you played with JT or not? You did.
So JT Maynor would have been. So no, he's a couple years older than me. I played with Rathan in Mesa, but Maynor.
So when you
would
go home and you would have talks with Tim Slade at the dinner table about his offensive strategy and play calling, what was that like?
Yeah. He'd be like, when we're running 38 buck sweep, why are we not pulling? We got to kick out the defensive end, or we're not getting to the linebacker, right? It was always making sure we were doing a good job kind of pulling as a tight end and blocking for these guys. But no, it was good. It was good. We never really said, hey, throw me the ball. Call our own number. He wasn't like that. We run the ball. We're kind of vanilla, Tim Slade's old school. If it's not broke, why fix it?
He's old school.
Why would fix it? We're going to run the ball and get 3.5, stay alive.
I got you. 3.5, stay alive. That is really old school. From the 35-yard line, let's go deep. Pass intended for Wyatt Nicholas is incomplete. Dane Rusma with that speed. He's got some speed to hang with anybody out there, and he was step for step in coverage for Show Low, and the ball is incomplete.
Yeah, well defended to get out there and just kind of keep a hand on his hip, right, and just stride for stride like you had mentioned. Didn't need to get a hand up in the passing lane. It was a little overthrown. He needs to get, he was close.
Yeah, and it's not Thatcher's forte to be throwing go routes. They usually save that for deep in the game when they've been, pounding the rock over and over and over, and everybody on the roster's got about 15 carries each.
Right.
And you're just beat up and you're haggard and you're just dragging out there on defense, and the next thing you know, boom, they pop one over the top.
Right.
Here's a sweeper on the right side. And that's going to be a gain somewhere around 5 yards. We'll see where they check. Is that Brig Romney that carried the football?
I believe so.
Nope, take it back. It's
2017?
Cade Winkler. Cade Winkler carried the football. And Winkler is good for 5 yards. 5 yards and a third down. Third and 5.
Getting to the edge, trying to get outside kind of towards the boundary and pick up extra yards.
21-10. the advantage for the Thatcher Eagles. Show Low really doing a great job to keep this game from getting away early, and a lot of people might have expected that. But the Cougars, in spite of injury, they have just been battling all night long, and there's a good example of it right there where they're going to hold the running play. And the running back, who I believe on that play was Tristan Brown, they're going to hold him to a no gain. It was Tristan, or was it Bingham? Sorry, Cody Bingham carried the ball. A 0 gain, no gain on the play. That'll be his 6th carry of the game for just 19 yards. Give Show Low a lot of credit as they've really done a solid job against the run today.
They have. That was number 3, I think, for the Cougars. Dax Lamson stepped downhill kind of as your outside linebacker, was able to scrape, set the edge, and make an open field tackle, and showed a little bit of strength there too. He was excited as he got up.
So 2:54 on the clock. We'll stay right here. We're going to stay right here, everybody, as we close out the final moments of this first half. Remind you that the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint halftime report is on the way at the break. We're going to get a scoring update from you real soon from Chandler, Arizona. That's where the Snowflake Lobos are playing their football tonight. They are taking on the Seton Catholic Sentinels. Seton has had some down seasons in the last 3 or 4 years. A couple of years ago, they were really bad, and then all of a sudden, their coach Pete Walheim kind of pulled a rabbit out of his hat, I think, this year. They have much improved that team. The end of the first quarter, Snowflake had a 7-0 lead, but they were also threatening to put a second touchdown on the board. At the time, we got a report from our very good friend, Keegan Bjorn. Keegan, keep them coming, okay? Thanks for that, buddy. I appreciate it. As this one is kicked high in the air and fielded by Show Low at their 30-yard line. Jet Walker able to sidestep a tackler, and Jet takes it to near midfield. And with 2 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the half, Jet gives his team the ball at the 43-yard line. That's where Show Low takes back over the football. And after a flurry of scoring, these 3 teams have combined for 3 and out in each of the last 3 possessions of the game.
Right.
So Thatcher held by Show Low to a 3 and out. One of those times, Show Low twice, but sandwiched in between, of course, was a punt return touchdown by Cody Bingham for the Eagles. Show Low will give it to Jed Walker, and he's going to follow his big boy around the right side. And there is Jed Walker, and he's going to dance to about the 30-yard line. What a job by Jed Walker and the Show Low Cougars.
Jacob Murray is our tackle, number 74, getting around and was able to hook the defensive end. Where's he at? There's our big pull and tackle. Picks him up. Got in space. Jet Walker made a good play, and they needed that.
Really read the block well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let's call that a 23-yard pickup for Walker.
Is there anything Walker doesn't do?
Not really. I mean, he's also a great defender. We haven't called his name much on that side, but I'm sure we will some before the game ends. And here is another tough carry. This time it's Dax Lamson, and look who he's following, Jacob Murray. One of the other, there's 2 Jacobs. The other Jacob England, is unavailable, not playing today. The combination of the 2 Jacobs, Jacob England, and this guy right here, 74, the pulling Jacob Murray, the combination, those are 2 great linemen, but here's Murray out there leading the way like a motor grader in a 7-yard gain.
Right, and you just got to kind of think twice. If you're a corner from Thatcher, am I going to go hit that guy square on right in the numbers? Or
not that guy. No, not that guy.
Kind of pick and choose your battles there. That's what they're there for. Do all the dirty work.
2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining here now in the first half. 2nd down and 3 for the Cougars on the march. And the quarterback, Ben Frund, will try and find some room to run between the tackles. And that is shut down in a hurry. You'll see the guy right there on your screen that made the play, that number 62. That's Landon Robbins. Landon Robbins making the play, and a loss of 3 on that one for the quarterback.
Thatcher's big up front. Robbins is a good-sized kid, 78, I think, or trying to get some numbers for us. 76. Brigham Rasmussen is a big body, occupying space and doing a good job kind of staying in the gap.
How about 13-0 right now? Snowflake in front of Seton Catholic. Frund fakes, delivers. The pass is caught, but it's going to end up being a loss on the play. The guy on the receiving end was Josh Williams. Williams with the catch. Williams loses 2 yards on the play. 4th down and 8 coming up.
They're going to throw that out in space. I love the play concept. Try to go to get it to one of your athletes, and maybe he can win a one-on-one battle. Thatcher defense did a good job kind of bottling him up there as he caught it. And then our linebacker, I think, is Brett Jones from Thatcher, came in and made a big hit on the runner.
4th down play now with exactly 30 seconds left in the half. Front roll out, deliver. Pass incomplete.
Brett Jones gets his hands on it. Try to roll him out to the right, and we had good penetration there from an interior defensive lineman there. Let's see who it is. 86 maybe. Kind of gets in his face and tries to throw it a little bit sooner than maybe he would hope for.
So that stops the clock with 25 seconds remaining in the first half. 21-10. 21-10 our score. 2 timeouts remaining for both of these teams. You see it on the scoreboard graphic there on your screen. I don't think the timeouts are going to come into play, to be honest with you. And on that incomplete pass, by the way, was a turnover on downs with these 25 seconds remaining. And Thatcher will go about throwing the ball downfield. Chad Johnson, he has to run it himself. Chad is going to go out of bounds, and he was helped out there by about half of that defense. Going to get about 4 yards on the play.
Our Show Low secondary just needs to stay on top, right? Bend, don't break. Don't give up any big plays. You're in a good spot in this football game. We're in a good spot being down 10-21 or 21-10. Don't give up any funny plays. And I have a stat on down to Spain whenever we're ready for that. Tim Slade texts me. He's tuning in. Text me the information for down.
Okay, 2nd down and 6. We'll check it right after Thatcher runs this play. They stepped out of bounds, and that stopped the clock with 18, and now timeout. It's Show Low that wants the timeout, so we'll break for a moment right here. But stay right here on a 21-10 game. Thatcher in front of Show Low here as we approach halftime. The Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint halftime report. So you've got some information from us on one of the all-time greats at Mogollon High School. Who was this kid?
I do. Nominated old down to Spain. Halfback, running back. My dad texts me and says he has and might still have the 1A rushing single season record for 2,495 single season rushing
2,495.
2,495.
I mean, that is covering a lot of territory. That's a lot of acreage right there.
He was fast. He was fat. He wasn't big. And I think as a junior and a senior, I think he won the 100-meter dash as well.
Oh, no kidding.
He ran track. He played baseball and then would go run track in the finals and won the 100-meter dash.
Well, I'm sure you as a receiver complaining about your dad not throwing the football, complaining about your dad's old school, 3.5 stay alive approach to, a cloud of dust running the football.
Right.
Your dad's got a little bit of He's got a little bit of bragging rights there, having potentially the all-time leading rusher in his backfield. So, I'm going to have to go with your dad on this one. Sorry about that, man.
No,
I like the passing game. I like people to put the ball in the air, but,
I won't take it personal.
Going to have to go with one of my best buddies, Tim.
That's right. He's a good football mind. Tim Slade, I guess, I'll admit, he probably forgot more about football than I know and taught me a whole lot, so. Great football mind. He coached at Show Low as well and around the White Mountains.
Yeah, he's been around a little bit. Coached down at American Leadership Academy of Gilbert North as well, right? Mm-hmm. Had a son that played at American Leadership Academy of Gilbert North. That's your brother.
That's my little brother, Titan Slade.
And he is a college football athlete or has a spot waiting for him.
Correct.
To play college football in a couple of years.
Correct. He's got a full ride to go play at UNC, the University of Northern Colorado, for the Bears up in Greeley, Colorado.
Got to make the family proud.
Yeah, we're excited.
I mean, your dad played at New Mexico State.
Mm-hmm. He was an Aggie.
Yeah, you played at Mesa Community College.
Played at Mesa for a little bit.
Yeah, you guys got some rich tradition of history. In fact, if there's a boy in the family that didn't play college football, shame on him. Shame on him.
JT.
Oh, that's JT?
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. My bad. Here comes Chad Johnson. He spins out, throws deep, has a guy. Willie Nicholas catches it at the 15. And Willie Nicholas with 3 seconds left in the half, somehow gets behind that defense and hauls it in for a 58-yard touchdown for the Thatcher Eagles.
That is not what we wanted coming out of the timeout. I can't imagine kind of what we were looking for, but kudos to Chad Johnson, number 17, for the Thatcher Eagles. He took a big hit and threw a dot right there. Threw a dot.
That is definitely not
what
the doctor ordered.
That was a bummer. Well executed by the Eagles, I guess. By Thatcher. It was a great play for them.
Point after is going to go right through the uprights for the Eagles. The young man that delivered the goods on the kick is Luke Marble. Luke Marble, the kicker, sent it through. And you see plenty of protection there and just a perfect throw covering after the run after catch, 58 yards for the Thatcher touchdown. Well, that is, again, that is just not what you were looking for if you were the Show Low Cougars. They have fought and fought pretty valiantly, really.
It's been a great game. They've showed tremendous grit so far. It looks, the only thing I can see for it is kind of the two Achilles heels, the two big plays. One on their first play from scrimmage, Thatcher over the top on a big touchdown, and then that one outside of the timeout through another play is Chad Johnson to Wyatt Nichols on both of them, I believe. Number 21, Wyatt Nichols for the Eagles on both big receptions.
And Thatcher will kick it away. This one is going to go out of bounds. That'll be a procedure penalty, and the ball for Show Low comes out to the 35 with 3 seconds remaining until halftime. Well, Show Low has shown some real bright spots tonight.
For sure.
But unfortunately, it has been marred by giving up 3 big plays. The long touchdown pass on the first play from scrimmage for Thatcher. A pass to Willie Nicholas. I think that one covered 53 yards. Then you had the punt return by Cody Bingham, the 80-yard punt return, and now that long 58-yard touchdown pass. And I'm not saying that Thatcher doesn't score on any of those possessions, but I am saying if as a defense and a coverage team, if you don't let those 3 big plays happen, they're preventable plays.
Right.
Don't let them happen. It takes more time off the clock for Thatcher to get any of that done, and 1 or 2 of those touchdowns perhaps doesn't happen if you can just take care of business on those. And now they're going to throw deep into coverage, and that was just a jump ball that Thatcher was able to intercept to end the half. And Cody Bingham, fittingly, back playing defense for Thatcher, comes up with his big stat mark in the game. Had the punt return touchdown. Now has an interception that ends the first half. Show Low is going to go to the locker room and try to figure some things out. You see big Jacob Murray right there, Jet Walker heading into the locker room. Guys that have battled for sure for the Show Low Cougars. Unfortunately, down 18.
Played super hard, and the other thing, you don't guarantee that Thatcher doesn't score on those, but it's a little bit closer, right? You go into the half at, down a score instead of 2 possessions, and you feel a little bit better about it, and just trying to make sure defensively we're sound. I don't think that they're trying to give up big plays. If you're going to make teams earn it, if they chunk you down the field and it takes up time and they earn it, it is what it is. But when we're going to line up across and just give up big plays, it makes it hard.
That's the voice of Mackie Slade making his broadcast debut with the Sports Zone. And you know what, Mackie? Doing a pretty good job here in the first half, okay? All right, in spite of the naysayers out there. There were naysayers.
Who were the naysayers?
That when they heard that you might be on this broadcast.
Oh, no.
There was some naysayers that said, not Mackie Slade.
I apologize.
Well, they were in your own family.
Sheesh.
They were in your own family.
That's tough luck.
Okay.
I probably know who it is, too.
Yeah. What, the one that didn't play college football?
My big little brother, JT.
Is that the one?
Yeah, he's the one. We love him. Love JT.
We love the guy.
I'd run through a brick wall for him. But
yeah, he's a great dude. He's a great dude.
He doesn't give me any favors.
No, he's not going to cut you any slack.
Absolutely.
All right, halftime score here, 28-10. Thatcher in front of Show Low. The halftime festivities get underway. We'll grab a timeout and return in a moment with the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint halftime report. Stand by. The Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Looking for a truck that's luxurious on the inside and built to conquer the toughest terrain? Check out the 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 at Hatch Toyota in Show Low. The Tacoma SR5 is more than just an off-road machine. Inside, you'll find a spacious, high-tech cabin with premium materials, a sleek touchscreen display, and advanced safety features to keep you comfortable and connected no matter where your adventure takes you. With legendary off-roading capabilities, the Tacoma SR5 is designed to tackle the most rugged trails with ease. And right now, you can drive one away for as little as $349 a month. Got a trade-in? Hatch Toyota is offering a guaranteed minimum of $2,500 for your trade-in, running or not. Imagine what they can offer you for a trade-in in great condition. Hatch Toyota, and online at hatchtoyota.com. Your Cash for Clunkers headquarters in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall. Unapproved Christmas tax license and $5.99 documentation fees, plus $210 entries. Lease for 36 months with $2,599 due at signing. Must have a clean title. Cannot be combined with other offers.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
Hey, Lifeline phone users, important newsflash. If you don't use your phone regularly, it could get deactivated. Remember, use it, don't lose it. Call, text, or go online weekly to keep your free benefit active. Cellular One is here to keep you connected with our free Lifeline phone program, offering unlimited talk and text nationwide, plus 5 gigabytes of high-speed data. Stay connected with the largest, most reliable network on the Navajo Nation. Visit your nearest Cellular One store or mycellularone.com for details.
Your neighbors and friends won't have to fake their enthusiasm over your new wall. With the durability and strength of precast Verticrete walls from Hatch Concrete is a solid investment. Enhance your property's value with a two-sided decorative concrete wall that's as stylish as it is affordable. No yearly repairs or restaining needed. Request a free estimate from Hatch Concrete today, where quality isn't just a name, but a tradition.
The gridiron is where teams come to battle and dominate. With over 5 decades of knowledge and expertise, manpower, and a whole lot of horsepower, Senders is that all-star teammate you need to dominate your project. They deliver all things dirt, from gravel, cinders, topsoil mulch, concrete materials, and more. Want to score big? Use the one that will get you that win. Senders is helping you get a load of this.
Bingham Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Bingham Drilling has the kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night. 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Bingham Drilling.
This could be your best vacation ever. Start with 2 nights at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. Then add 2 premium tickets to see Mr. Garth Brooks live at Caesars Palace the first night you're there. And if that's not enough, let's add 2 tickets to the National Finals Rodeo the very next night. What? When you choose Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint to replace your insured windshield, everyone gets steak dinner for 2 at Cattleman's Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets. And right now, everyone, cash or insurance, gets their name put in the hat to win a vacation they will never forget. 2 front section tickets to see Garth Brooks live at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. And 2 tickets the next night to see the National Finals Rodeo. If you have a broken windshield, you know the jingle.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass Cashback. Woohoo!
Welcome to the Mountain Mobile Halftime. A complete first half breakdown of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime.
So we welcome you back, everybody, to our breakdown at halftime, the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass Halftime Report. The Sports Zone Game of the Week features Show Low hosting Thatcher. It's Show Low Cougars Football. And it's presented by Hatch Toyota. Well, Thatcher 28, Show Low 10 here at halftime. And 3 of those 4 Thatcher touchdowns were via big plays, long punt return, 2 long touchdown passes connected by Chad Johnson to Wyatt Nicholas on both of those long 50-plus yard touchdown receptions, and that's how we get to this halftime score here. As we bring you back in, everybody, and break it down, I'm Floyd Simmons along with Mackie Slade. Mackie Slade, the Mogollon Mustangs football legend, joining us on the broadcast here tonight. For the first time, your broadcast debut. Have you?
Yeah, this is it.
You ever done a broadcast of any kind?
I haven't. We broadcast at home. I watch a little college football broadcast, and my wife makes fun of me. And
so you're doing it
just a little bit.
It's a living room.
I've always thought it'd be cool to do a little play-by-play on the sidelines, or just as you're watching a game, more so as a joke.
Yeah.
But
and your wife, she's not entertained.
No, she's not.
No,
I guess.
Are you not entertained? And the answer resoundingly is no.
Right.
But I'll tell you, under the tutelage of the Sports Zone broadcast team, you're doing a pretty good job, man.
I appreciate it.
You should be proud of yourself, and Tim Slade, I'm sure, is proud, and JT Slade, I'm sure, is listening.
Tim's
listening.
done this. My dad's done this for you. I got a couple relatives. I think my brother has done it. My dad, Dave Tenney. We don't mention Dave very often.
Yeah,
Dave Tenney.
Tenney,
You taught Dave everything you know about everything he thinks he knows about.
Listen, I taught Dave Tenney everything he knows. I just didn't teach Dave Tenney everything I know. He was a little too busy talking for me to get too much instruction in. But,
Dave Tenney is in a league of his own.
I kid, okay?
He is the man, and he's good at this, too.
Let's break some things down, okay, for the people. Real quick, let's go through the scoring recap in that first half, and it began on the very first play from scrimmage for these Thatcher Eagles. Chad Johnson, after his team, the Thatcher Eagles, took over possession at their own 47-yard line. Johnson, on the very first play, went deep to Wyatt Nicholas, who beat the corner on the left side of the formation. And, it was a great pass, hooked up, 53 yards, and Wyatt Nicholas was in the end zone for the game's first touchdown. The kick was good, and with 11:44 on the clock in the first quarter, Thatcher had a 7-0 lead. Show Low would come right back on their first possession of the game and burn about 6 minutes of clock time. In fact, 5:55 to be precise. And it was Calvin Johnson connecting on a 27-yard field goal for the Show Low Cougars to get them to within 4 points early on in the game. After 2 possessions in, Thatcher's lead was 7-3, but Show Low, they were on the board. The Eagles would surrender the lead closing out the first quarter when, at 1:04 left in the first period, Show Low blocked a kick, and Dane Rusma, it was a punt, and Dane Rusma was able to pick the ball out of the air and run it in for the touchdown. The punt block return touchdown for Dane Rusma put points on the board, the first touchdown of the game for the Show Low Cougars, so far their only touchdown, but they did get that one. Talon Sloan was the young man who blocked that kick, by the way. He's only a sophomore, so he blocks it. And Dane Rusma takes it in for Show Low, and that was with 1:04 on the clock in the first quarter. The kick was good, and it was 10-7 at that point. Show Low grabbed the lead and took a lead into the second period, but Thatcher would come back soon thereafter, and with 8:59 on the clock in the second quarter, Will Chichester capped off a successful Thatcher scoring drive with a 15-yard touchdown run. The kick was good. Thatcher led it 14-10 at that point. They would get another touchdown quickly thereafter with 6:23 on the clock in the second quarter. After forcing Show Low to punt, Cody Bingham reeled off a beautiful kick return where he started to his right, reverse field to his left, and then put the Jets on and went the distance for an 80-yard punt return for Thatcher. The kick followed successfully, and Thatcher built a 21-10 lead at that point. The Eagles scored one more time. It was when Show Low had a breakdown in the final seconds of the half with 3 seconds remaining in the half. Thatcher and their quarterback, Chad Johnson, hooked up with Wyatt Nicholas for a second long touchdown. And that combination of guys, 58 yards this time on the touchdown pass. The kick was good, and Thatcher ends up taking a 28-10 halftime lead. Give me just one quick comment on the Show Low effort overall in that first half.
I've been extremely impressed with Show Low's effort. Come out, your first play from scrimmage to give up a touchdown, but then, if we all remember correctly, they marched the field, the better half of the field, and drove down and was able to kick a field goal to score. And in spurts, we've seen great fight from those guys. Guys up front doing a good job blocking in spurts, and I think the key in this second half might be just making sure that we get hat on hat and get good push so that we can run the ball, because Jet's been a good asset for the Cougars running the ball very hard.
Give Jet some opportunities.
Right.
All right, well, grab a timeout here. We'll return in just a moment with the recap and the final thoughts on our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report, a 28-10 halftime lead for Thatcher. We're back in a moment. The Sports Zone Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota.
This could be your best vacation ever. Start with 2 nights at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. Then add 2 premium tickets to see Mr. Garth Brooks live at Caesar's Palace the first night you're there. And if that's not enough, let's add 2 tickets to the National Finals Rodeo the very next night. What? When you choose Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint to replace your insured windshield, everyone gets steak dinner for 2 at Cattleman's Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets. And right now, everyone, cash or insurance, gets their name put in the hat to win a vacation they will never forget. 2 front section tickets to see Garth Brooks live at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. And 2 tickets the next night to see the National Finals Rodeo. If you have a broken windshield, you know the jingle.
536-597. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass Cashback. Woohoo!
2 trusted names have joined forces to help you save money and buy with confidence. It's a Carfax one-owner super sale at Hatch Toyota Pre-Owned Center in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall. Everyone knows one-owner cars, trucks, and SUVs are the best used vehicles money can buy. But how do you find them? Just say, "Show me the Carfax," and you'll be able to see the accidents and service records reported to Carfax, along with a price that's based on the vehicle history report, with all major manufacturers represented: Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Dodge, Ram, to name a few. All in stock and ready for immediate delivery. One-owner pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs that are thoroughly inspected and reconditioned to feel like new. Many still have their factory warranties in place. Take it from Carfax. Nobody sells a better used vehicle than Hatch Toyota Pre-Owned Center.
Hi, this is Chaz Hatch. Get our statewide low price guarantee on every new Toyota. Find out more at hatchtoyota.com or visit us today at the Northern Arizona Auto Mall in Show Low.
For credit plus tax and license and $5.99 documentation fees. Lease for 36 months with $3,599 to sign plus 2 10-edge fees.
Imagine watching your favorite team without a comfy couch to leap from when your team scores that winning touchdown, or a table for all of your favorite game time snacks, or even a media center to display your TV. Unthinkable. The Furniture Gallery, located in Snowflake, brings only the best to make your game time experience a winner. The Furniture Gallery will help make your house into a home, and they'll do whatever it takes to make you a customer for life.
We're back, football fans. We welcome you back into the Sports Zone's coverage of the Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Floyd Simmons, and tonight's partner here on the broadcast is Mackie Slade. Mackie getting his initiation into the Sports Zone. That is a very unique opportunity.
We don't take it lightly, right?
Okay, all right. Do not take it lightly.
We recognize.
And it's like getting a tattoo of a girl on your shoulder right there, okay? You can never get another tattoo, if you know what I'm talking about, young man.
Got to be loyal.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Here's a look at the halftime stats. The Thatcher Eagles in front 28-10 in this one, everybody. The Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report, by the way. Time of possession for the Eagles, 10 minutes and 56 seconds. That means Show Low had that advantage. Thatcher with the big plays only needed 6 first downs to do their damage. 221 yards of total offense for the Eagles in this one tonight. They ran off 25 offensive plays and averaged 8.8 yards per offensive play. 93 yards rushing for the Eagles and 128 yards through the air. That, to me, is the surprise, that they win an entire half of football and they outgain themselves through the air than on the ground, and that just is not what you're going to see a lot of times with Thatcher, particularly when they're playing a team that isn't ranked as high as they are, for sure. And Show Low comes in number 29 in the rankings so far in this early season. Let's see, penalized 3 times for 30 yards in the first half, fumbled it once, but kept that ball. So no turnovers in that first half for the Thatcher Eagles. Their quarterback, Chad Johnson, 4 of 7 for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. And his leading receiver was Cody Bingham. No, that can't be right. Hold on a second. We're having a hard time seeing the numbers. Yeah, here we go. Wyatt Nicholas was the leading receiver. 3 catches for Wyatt, 117 yards in just a half, averaging 39 yards a catch. 2 touchdowns for Wyatt. Cody Bingham had 1 catch for 11 yards. Running the football, leading ball carrier was Chad Johnson, the quarterback. 6 carries for 30 yards. Will Chichester, 3 carries for 26 yards and a rushing touchdown. Cody Bingham, 6 rushes for 19 yards, and Tristan Brown had 2 carries for 13 yards in that first half for the Thatcher Eagles. Anything jump off the page for you for the Eagles from that half?
Yeah, just got to slow them down in the air. I thought we'd see a little bit more heavy dose of the ground attack, and I guess they've been well mixed, but been able to capitalize on a couple busted plays or broke coverages over the top. And so if it works, right?
It really does, but not a lot of ground game for Thatcher. You know, your leading ball carrier only has 30 yards in that half, and that's your quarterback. And if I recall right, he had a couple of nice long gains when he kept the ball, when he pulled the ball. And so overall, Show Low's run defense has been, I wouldn't say remarkable, but it has been pretty tough. And when you consider their starting inside linebacker, Mason Luchtel, is not available. He's the best defender on the team. He is a great tackler. He plays downhill all the way. He's not available tonight. Show Low's done a great job playing without that guy and proving to teams in the 3A they can make it really tough on you to run the football. That highlight you're looking at right there is that long punt return. Certainly not a rushing touchdown registered on that play by Thatcher.
Special teams and touchdowns through the air. So I think Show will clean up a couple of those things and hopefully try to keep it a little bit closer and build on it.
Let me look at Show Low's numbers from the first half as we get ready for the second half kickoff. 13:04, 13 minutes, 4 seconds, time of possession for the Cougars. 4 first downs collected by them, 96 yards of total offense. They ran 21 plays, averaging 4.6 per play, 92 yards rushing, and 4 yards passing for the team. They were penalized 4 times for 20 yards in that half. They fumbled it once, but covered that up. Did throw 1 interception right there on the last play of the half. Kind of doesn't count. But officially, they've got just 1 turnover in the game. Show Low's return. Jet Walker breaking tackles, crossing the 40-yard line, and he'll finish strong right there in front of the Thatcher bench near midfield. They're going to mark him down right around the 47, 48-yard line. A great return for Jet and for Show Low as the second half gets underway. We wrap up the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report. I mentioned this. The quarterback for Show Low, Ben Frund, was 2 of 4 in the first half for 4 yards, 1 interception. And it almost doesn't require announcing, but 1 catch for 6 yards for Jet Walker, 1 catch for -2 yards for Josh Williams. Running the football, how about Jet Walker? 80 yards rushing in that half. 7 carries, 80 yards, 11.4 the average for him. Teammate Dax Lampson, 4 carries for 14 yards. Ben Frund, 6 carries, -2 yards. And the second half is underway. And that's Jet Walker himself carrying the ball into Thatcher territory to the 49-yard line. We'll call that a 3-yard pickup for Jet on the play as the second half gets underway. I'm Floyd Simmons, along with my broadcast partner, Mackie Slade, and a 28-10 advantage for Thatcher as the second half gets underway. Mix 98 KRFM Show Low, the broadcast home on radio of Sports Zone Radio as we get the second half underway. Sorry about that, Mackie. I'm not giving you really any chances to jump in. I got to take care of business, man.
We got to have the numbers. There are people at home who are numbers people, right? Got to be able to see how we're running the ball and how it all computes and adds up, so we got to have it.
And now 2nd down and 7, left side. Jet Walker, look at him bust his way across the 35-yard line. It was Dax Lampson. I apologize to Dax on that. And a great gain, a tough run, a strong finish, and a first down for Show Low.
Yeah, they're just running a little outside zone. No, I just give him the ball. Pick up an end. We get a missed tackle from the corner there, and he's able to slip one and almost slips another one and picks up enough to move the chains.
How about 16 yards for Dax Lampson? His longest run from scrimmage in this one. And Show Low making a little bit of noise as they get the ball here first in the second half. Jet Walker, he's got room to run. Walker's got a first down. He'll get driven down head first into the ground. But for Jet, a big gain. Mark him at the 16. How do you like a 17-yard pickup on that play?
2 good runs in a row on the ground to get some momentum for the Cougars here early in the third quarter. And I think we could build on it. I think they should be able to stay with some of those things. Big guys up front blocking as well. And so just good team football on this opening drive.
Let's see if Show Low can complete the transaction here on a great start with their first time with the ball in the second half. So back-to-back gains of 16 and now 17 yards. Walker, and this time he is going to get bottled up a little bit, and a flag gets thrown late on the play. I think that's a flag that got thrown, and we'll see if Walker advanced it beyond the line of scrimmage. Looks like the umpire, that's Chance Sneed, threw his flag and then threw his hat. And he's got to talk real slow and real loud for Chuck Copeland to get the message right there. We'll see what Chuck says. It's an illegal block, yes. And personal foul on the defense. So offsetting fouls, or did one happen after the dead ball?
The chop block is like a cut block. I thought are you allowed to run that on immediate action if you're down on the line of scrimmage, right? If you're a guard after immediate action, is that not allowed? Or
I have very little understanding of what linemen do.
That was an inside, like a 21 trap.
Okay, hold on a second. What are they going to do now? See, they're explaining to the kid with the illegal block, saying you can't do this. You can't do this thing that is illegal for linemen. And I think they were offsetting penalties.
So we should.
So it's back to the 16-yard line, and once again resuming first down and 10 for the Cougars. Nullifies a short gain and gives them another down, and it's Walker again, and he'll try to outrace the defense, and now Thatcher is pinning their ears back and selling out for a stop on Jet Walker. They kind of know the deal. They know what Show Low is going to try to do, which is to try to build on a big first half that Jet had, 80 yards rushing in the first half. He led all ball carriers, not just for Show Low, but for Thatcher as well, by more than a factor of 2. And now he gains 1 yard on that play.
Let's see if they can stay with it. They're chasing 8 here on second down. Need to pick something up here, win a second down battle, set them up for third here.
9 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock in the third quarter. The Cougars down by 18. Fake it, front, throws to the end zone. Can he get it there? I think he did. I think the catch is made, and I think you've got a Show Low touchdown. Chris York-Smith pulls it in, a 15-yard touchdown, and Show Low making noise early in the second half.
That's a good little drive right there. They're going to lull you to sleep. They're going to run outside zone, then they're going to run power, and they give the ball to Jet, and then it looks like the big tight end just kind of releases up the seam, and quarterback throws a little jump ball just high enough, and the big tight end goes up and gets it, makes an athletic play for his ball club. Yeah, I like throwing it to the tight end. Big bodies and tall and make plays.
So after the York-Smith touchdown, the kick is blocked. Show Low cannot get the 2 points on. And with 9 minutes on the clock in the third quarter, it is Thatcher 28, Show Low 16. Stand by. The Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Multiply your back-to-school savings with Naked Mobile's 3 for $35 deal. Buy 3 months of our $35 unlimited talk and text plan and get a Samsung Galaxy A13 free. Divide your stress, not your budget, with Naked Mobile. No contracts, no credit checks, just the best coverage on the Navajo Nation. Plus, it comes with a 10-gigabyte high-speed hotspot. Grab your free Samsung Galaxy A13 online or in-store while supplies last. Visit nakedmobile.com or your nearest Cellular One store today.
Back to this action here at Show Low Ford Stadium, the home of the Show Low Cougars, and this is Show Low Cougars Football. It's part of the Sports Zone Game of the Week presentation. All this brought to you by Hatch Toyota, Floyd Simmons and Mackie Slade. With the third quarter underway, and Show Low about to surrender the ball now to the Eagles. There's going to be an offside flag. Well, they didn't throw it. Show Low was clearly offside. Alexander Anderson got a little early start right there, but the official either missed it or maybe just overlooked it. I'm not sure. One way or the other, the kick is going to be returned modestly out to near the 30-yard line, maybe right at the 30 for the Thatcher Eagles. A lot of smiles on the sideline for the Show Low Cougars You'll see a big one right there as Chris York-Smith hauls in a touchdown pass a moment ago. How big do you think it was for Show Low to get that opening possession of the half and march it down the field and get points out of it?
You got to feel good about it. Instill a little bit of energy and kind of revitalize the sidelines and trust in your boys running your stuff. And there wasn't anything pretty about it. They just ran it right at them.
A couple of big running plays and then the touchdown reception. Here's a swing pass left side. Cody Bingham will get hits after about the 35-yard line and then get brought down at the 36. We'll call this a 6-yard gain on the pass play to Bingham. Bingham big in that first half. He had that punt return for 80 yards for a touchdown for Thatcher, and here he gives them a 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, we'll see if Thatcher stays with that. Try to keep the ball on the ground and use some clock up while they have a lead.
And for the Show Low Cougars, they just love every opportunity to keep the clock running. And after a completed pass that stayed on the field, that clock does keep running. Here's a give. Straight up the middle. It looks like the guy that got the opportunity there was Tristan Brown. Tristan Brown taking it up the middle. And Brown gains, I'll give him three on the play. 3rd down and 1 coming up.
There's that inside, that midline they call it, right? They're going to ride. If our defensive end squats, then we can pull it. If he leaves with the pitch man, then we can give it and give to live. We'll see what they do here next.
So 3rd down, quarterback sneak, Chad Johnson, but there is a marker down. That'll stop the play before it begins. And Coach Michael Boyce of Show Low right there on your screen is hoping for, asking for, and urging the officials to march it off against the Eagles, and that's exactly what happens. No, I take it back. It is Show Low that made the move.
Encroachment.
Okay, 5-yard penalty. Defense got in that neutral zone. So 5-yard penalty marked off against Show Low. Ball out to the 44-yard line. Thatcher their own 44. 7:20 on the clock. In this, the 3rd quarter of action on the Sports Zone's Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota. After our postgame wrap-up tonight, wherein we will announce the player of the game presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center, we will have the Ace Hardware scoreboard show, the option, the pitch, and give the yardage and a bunch of it. How about 15 yards and make it 16? They mark him at the 40-yard line. 16 yards and a 1st down. Cody Bingham. Bingham gets the Thatcher 1st down.
Right, that's kind of what we talked about a couple plays ago. They gave it right up the middle on that midline. This time the quarterback opts to pull it, right? And then you have good pitch relation there with his Bingham is his halfback there. Good pitch relation so that when the quarterback runs out of space, he can just give it up and go pick up a couple more yards.
How do you like the way Thatcher throws a lot of different offensive formations and play styles at you?
I think it's good because it keeps the defensive coordinator guessing, right? You never just give him one look the whole time.
So they run that option out of that last set. Now they'll run pro set backfield and run an option to the near side, and that is the quarterback who keeps it, tucks it, and finds a little lane to run and does a great job with it. How about 14 yards this time and another 1st down? Chad Johnson doing the honors for the Eagles.
Right, and those aren't easy plays to make, so credit to Chad Johnson, quarterback number 1 for the Eagles, right? You got to make the right read, so a lot of faith in the head coach gives to his quarterback. Hey, go out there and make the correct play, and he's done a great job of that tonight.
The Eagles at the 37-yard line now. They'll go to a shotgun set with 2 receivers left of the formation. There's a wing on the right. They're giving it to Cody Bingham, and he'll go that right direction, and he'll follow his blockers with some success and gain to near another 1st down. He stayed in bounds, tackled in bounds, but near the sideline, so the clock will move, and Show Low's got to, like all of those moments, opportunities, keep the clock moving. 8 yards to gain for Bingham that time.
Yeah, Show Low defense can kind of tighten up here in the end zone. Looks to me like if we could kind of set the edge, right, get a little bit of help setting the edge from a defensive end, or when we walk our linebackers down, make sure that we scrape and make tackles to help keep the runner inside.
5 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. 3rd quarter. Bingham again. And he got a nice little crossing blocking action on that far side of the field. Needed a couple of yards, and Bingham's going to get It looks like 3, maybe 4, in fact, if they mark him at the 15-yard line, which no, not quite there. So,
right.
So
Thatcher,
3 yards the gain and a first down for Bingham and his Thatcher teammates.
Right. Thatcher's got number 70, Siler Romero, out there in front blocking, and there's another. Was that 73 Brock Innes or 74 Brandon Rios? Those guys have been doing a good job pushing, making room for the running back behind them.
So another set of downs, and the ball at the 16-yard line for Thatcher. Deep into Show Low territory. Bingham again, and Bingham is knocked down as he crossed the 15 and then got to the 13. How about 3 on the play for Bingham? I thought I saw a flag, but you know what it might have been? It might have been there's a bunch of kids doing what the All-American activity, which is to be playing football on a field outside the football field out there. I mean, that's what you do. You're a little kid. You come to the game. You watch about a minute and a half, and then you go play football
That's
yourself.
Right. Wear your Show Low Cougar green, put on your hoodie, and you just go play tackle football.
Go have your own football game. So there was something going on over there. I saw something flying. It was not a flag. The quarterback, Chad Johnson, wrapped up, brought down. That's going nowhere, and that was just a terrific play. And look who made the play. The former Thatcher Eagle, and that's going to be Chase Peck once again.
77, Chase Peck. A little bit of maybe playing like, hey, I used to play with these guys, but I have something to offer, right? And playing super hard for the Show Low Cougars tonight.
It was Cooper Peck. Pardon me on that. Cooper. I said Chase. I meant Cooper. 3. No, how about no gain? There was no gain on that.
Big third down here.
Actually.
Big third down.
Third and 7. Speed sweep. Hadn't seen it in a while. This guy with a nice gain the last time we did see it, and Cade Winkler comes up shy. 4th down and about 4 to go. So good situation for the Cougars defensively. That was just a gain of 3 for Winkler on the play.
We're going to sub in, bring in a couple bigger bodies, it looks like, for Show Low. Number 74 checks into the game. He's our Jacob Murray. He's our tackle, our pulling tackle, done a good job. And then I missed the other number. I'll try to get him here. Coming into the game with a little bit more.
So bring the big boy out there. We'll see if Coach Jones and Thatcher's offense just I thought maybe would see if they would go with a hard count.
74 and 88 it was the other bigger body coming in.
They want the timeout first. 3:16 on the clock, third quarter, a 28-16 lead right now for Thatcher. And we're back in a moment. The Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
Imagine watching your favorite team without a comfy couch to leap from when your team scores that winning touchdown, or a table for all of your favorite game time snacks, or even a media center to display your TV. Unthinkable. The Furniture Gallery, located in Snowflake, brings only the best to make your game time experience a winner. The Furniture Gallery will help make your house into a home, and they'll do whatever it takes to make you a customer for life.
Hey, we're back in time for this 4th down and 3 play, everybody. Maybe 4th down and 4, whatever it is. Thatcher going for it, and Show Low's going to step up, put a big hit on in the backfield, and it's the Cougars with the play. And the guy that gets it done, I believe that was Lysander Perez, wasn't it, that came up? And Perez is only a sophomore, a freshman, pardon me, at that. And a big stop. Show Low takes over the football on a no-gain play.
Yeah, big play. It looked like our quarterback play a little bit of defense too, Ben, for is there another 11? He was there, and then for the Cougars. He was there, and then he kind of bounced it out, and then number 6 was able to make the play as, Lysander Perez.
I believe so.
Big-time open field tackle.
And so a turnover on downs. It was Paxton Eccles is the guy that ran the ball, who came in and ran the Wildcat for Thatcher, and it just didn't work out. But I'll tell you what will work out is this run by Jet Walker. Walker's going to go for 20 on first down, and he'll take it out to the 30-yard line. Show Low getting a move going here.
Yeah, penalty markers down. I don't. It's not back towards the line of scrimmage though. What is that?
So they're going to mark it off from the spot, which is 14 yards downfield.
Against the Cougars.
I didn't get a number on that, who that was. I know it wasn't on our tackle pulling around. He had a good block on the outside linebacker. That's an unfortunate play. So it was a big one.
They marked it off from the spot of the foul, and that spot was 10 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. So they're going to say the hold was upfield. As you take a look, where's that hold? Can't quite find it, see it. See the penalty marker, but I didn't see who was guilty of the hold. So I believe what you get there is, the way we're going to mark it is, we're going to give
it's still
yardage.
First down.
Well, you want to give the yardage of 10 yards to Jet because then they marked it back from there, but I don't think we can. First down at 10, and it's because it's like the down never happened. Here is Jet Walker again. Boy, Jet is relentless, isn't he? 6 yards gain on the play for Walker.
He's been great running that second run, too. Try to get upfield and lower his shoulder, pick up extra yards. He's kind of a man on the mission here and carrying the load offensively for this Cougar offense tonight.
2nd and 5.
Big shoulders.
2nd down and 4 to go. The ball out to the 16-yard line for Show Low's offense. And we've got 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Cougars doing a great job to keep the clock moving. Shorten the game as much as possible. Try to keep this game close, but not give Thatcher too many offensive possessions to do something. Here's a carry that goes out
takes it up near the 20
out to the 20. Was that Lamson that carried the ball?
That was Dax Lamson. Give Jet a break, and he's able to pick up 3. May have him just shy of the first down. We got 3rd and short, 3rd and 2.
We'll go with 3rd down and 1. How's that sound?
3rd and 1?
Yeah.
Okay, it is shorter.
You got to get right there to the 20-yard line.
3rd and 1.5.
Yeah, nose at the at about the 19, and right here, right now, 1:18 remaining in the third period. Show Low with the football. Boy, a touchdown, a drive here that nets them points would be huge for the Cougars. Down right now, 28-16. Thatcher the lead. Here's Walker, and he is met in the backfield. I mean, Thatcher was all over this one, and the guy that made the tackle got up. He was dinged up. Brett Jones made the tackle, but he also got a little bit of punishment himself. We're going to call it officially a no gain. Say 0. I think he lost about a foot.
Brett Jones, middle linebacker, 6'2", shows him here at 225. He looks every bit of it.
Watch this again. Take another look at it. Now I want to see the hit because Jones is a little bit he got a little bit slowed on the play. I can't really see it in the traffic there, but again, go back to no gain on the play. And on 4th down and 1, Sholo's going to line it up. They got Jet Walker in the Walker Cat, as Byron Brown would say, and trying to run that hard count. We'll see if they actually snap the football here. You got 8 seconds on the play clock, by the way. 4th down and about a yard and a foot. And Walker backs out of it. Sholo's going to have to spend a timeout. They thought they might
hard counts there.
They thought they might draw Thatcher offside. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book, isn't it?
Right, a little hard count.
So now what is Sholo going to do? They're going to punt the football away?
Well, they ran the ball great there on 1st and 2nd down outside of a penalty, making them come back.
How about this? You're kind of playing with house money, aren't you? Because I don't know how many people. Sholo's number 29, Thatcher's number 3 in the state. I don't know how many people expect them to be this close, this late in the game. Maybe you say to your guys, listen, man, we're not supposed to be here right now anyway. I know we're deep in our own territory. Let's go out there and get a first down.
Right, yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And this drive, we have ran the ball well. I say they have ran the ball well. The Cougars have, and I like anything with Jet. Put the ball in his hands, and hey, let's get old Jacob Murray out there pulling for him, and they've been able to run the ball well, so let's see what happens. We only need a couple of yards here to pick it up.
All right, the big bulldozer lines up at left guard, Jacob Murray, see if they're going to go behind him on 4th down and a yard. No, they go the other way, and here's Jet Walker, the cutback, the first down, and he's battling, and he's going to get it, and the Show Low Cougars go for it in an unlikely spot deep in their own territory and convert the 4th down on a big carry by Jet Walker. Call that 15 on the play.
The first down and some. He's ran the ball really hard. You got to think, too, if you're Thatcher, we kind of know who's getting the ball right here.
I'm going to tell you something. Okay, 13 carries for 122 yards for Jet Walker against that defense.
Right.
with a team that's decimated by injury as the clock runs out in the third quarter. We'll talk about his chances at the Sports Zone Player of the Game because I think he's a leading contender. But we'll break for this timeout. We'll return for the fourth quarter in a moment. 28-16 Thatcher, the Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
For a limited time at Hatch Toyota in Show Low. Push, pull, or drag it in, even if it doesn't run. If it has groundhogs living in a glove box, your old car is worth a minimum of $2,500 at your Cash for Clunkers headquarters. Hatch Toyota is guaranteeing you a minimum of $2,500 on your trade-in, running or not, towards the purchase of any new Toyota. If you can get a minimum of $2,500 for a wreck held together with duct tape and bubblegum, imagine what Hatch Toyota can offer you for a trade-in in great condition. Now's the time to move up. Move up to lower payments. Move up to better gas mileage. Move up to something you've always wanted in your driveway. Hatch Toyota, your Cash for Clunkers headquarters in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
Hi, this is Chaz Hatch. I won't lose a deal over $1, and you have my word on it. Find out more at hatchtoyota.com or visit us today at the Northern Arizona Auto Mall in Show Low.
Auto for credit plus tax and license and $5.99 documentation fee. Plus 210 fee. Must have a clean title. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Back to start the fourth quarter, and the Show Low Cougar is going to run it again and run it with some success around the right side. Boy, Show Low is really working. They're working the running game hard. They're doing a terrific job, and I believe that was Jet again. Jet Walker getting work done, and we'll see. He's, I think, just shy of the first down, but
Jet Walker,
watching and looking to see where they mark it down. Just a moment, Maggie. I think that was a 9-yard pickup, maybe 8 on the play. Call it 9 for Jet. And once again, run the ball. Lamson this time. And Lamson, a punishing run. And needed one. And he got 3 yards to pick up on the play. There's a first down for the Show Low Cougars.
That's a good little 1-2 punch. Dax Lamson running it up there on the right side, kind of towards the Thatcher sidelines, picking up the first down. Credit the quarterback, too. The quarterback's been kind of doing a good job being the field general as a fill-in tonight.
Yeah, give him that credit. He's got a running back flanking him, and that's Frund, the quarterback, who delivers to Jet Walker, and Jet's got another Show Low first down. This Cougar team has there's a lot of fighting them. There's no quitting them, and a 15-yard pass play first down here on first down. So they'll move the chains again.
Correct. Ben Frund. Sorry, I just called him the quarterback. He has a name, Ben Frund. Been doing a good job. I've been impressed with him, right? We haven't had any crazy messed up cues or cadences, and he looks smooth. He's played well tonight.
He's only a sophomore, and 5'7", diminutive maybe, but look at him throw quickly, gets rid of it. His guy adjusts to make the catch, and that'll be another nice pickup on the play for the Show Low offense.
It's Hernandez.
And Cameron Hernandez turns in a 7-yard gain for the team.
Right, he's just going to kind of get out in space and run that little speed out or quick out, and Front puts it on the money, maybe a little bit behind him, but nonetheless hits him, and our receiver's able to make a completion and get some yards after catch.
And the kind of effort, the kind of catch by a receiver you have to keep these kind of drives moving, because the ball's not going to be on the spot every single time.
No.
Front rolling left, throwing again, nice pass, catch made. It's Hernandez again, and he's got the first down. He needed 3 yards, and he's got 3 or 3.5 right there. We'll see where they finally spot him. How about a 40-yard gain and a first down for the Cougars?
Enough. Like you said earlier, plays that need to be made, right? We got to make these completions, and it helps loosen up the defense. It helps kind of keep them honest where we've been run, get these guys to kind of get back on their heels a little bit.
10 total first downs in the game for the Show Low football team, and 6 of those now have come in the second half. First down play from the gun. Frund. Show Low unafraid to put the ball in the air, and that's nicely delivered. A beautiful pass, and the Cougars have another first down. This one goes into the red zone, and the Cougars continue the march.
That's is that Anthony Medina, number 10? He's a sophomore as well. 2 sophomores connecting there. We had Cameron Hernandez underneath on a little comeback route as well, but he threw the corner over the top and put it on the money.
How about 14 yards this time? On the pass completion, the ball goes to the 14-yard line for Show Low. And a first down play there. And the Cougars And they'll run a little trickeration in the backfield. Unfortunately, Jet Walker is unable to escape the defense. And, boy, right there near the point again, we've been calling the same name a lot on many of these plays. Landon Robbins. Robbins, one of those guys that got there for the Eagles.
Show Low seemed like they went with almost a little hurry up there, too, being able to kind of line up and throw the ball a little bit in a hurry-up offense.
No gain on the play. Second down play coming up for Show Low. They'll hand it off. Jet Walker.
Big bodies.
He's able to escape the defender that was in the backfield tracking him. Lamson, excuse me. It's Lamson. Good speed for Dax. And 5 yards the gain on the play, but there was a defender in that backfield I thought was going to track him down, but Lamson just outran him.
Yeah, great pursuit. On the Thatcher side, is that 62 is Landon Robbins. Great pursuit on the backside. If he would have pumped the brakes a little bit, he probably would have got him from behind.
Yeah, give credit for the tackle to Patrick Nicholas. Good job by Patrick. Here's Frund. Frund delivers. Jet Walker is hit. And it's somewhere in the vicinity of the line of scrimmage. Once again, more good physical defense out there. And a couple of guys that get there. Tristan Brown was on the case, and so was Crew Ferris. Crew Ferris getting there for this. Crew's the first guy that got there to put the hit on him. No gain on the play on the pass.
Thatcher secondary flying around too, and Show Low had a little bit of momentum, and Thatcher's done a good job of kind of slowing it down here.
The situation, 4th down and 5 for the Cougars, and they seem to want to go for the – they're going to go for the 6. They're not going to bring the kicking team out. They've kicked the ball pretty well today, but they're going to go for it at the 9-yard line, and a timeout is taken by Show Low. Show Low will spend their last timeout of the game. That's it. They had only one remaining, but this is such a big moment that Coach Boyce said, we got to make the right call. So let's grab a timeout, everybody. Now, actually, you know what? Stay here. Sorry about that, because I feel like we delayed enough. I do not want to miss the 4th and 5 play.
Right.
Don't want to miss that. So we're going to stay right here. We'll grab a timeout maybe after this. Whatever the result is, Show Low's either going to score soon or change possession. So we'll break right there, guys. How about a look at some things here? Ben Frund, the quarterback. Frund, the sophomore quarterback, is 8 of 10 for 59 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And Jet Walker's numbers running the football. Jet has had a fantastic game today. Jet is, well, how about 15 carries for 131? The only thing missing, he doesn't have a touchdown yet, to his credit right there.
Right.
And he could use one.
Use one right here. I don't know if they'll come out here and run the ball or throw it. We've had some success throwing the ball here as of late in this drive, and maybe something quick to the boundary or to the pylon where we don't have to go for broke. We don't need a score here, but just pick up 6.
What did Michael Boyce, the head coach, dial up? They want to throw, and they do. And into traffic, the ball is intercepted at the 3-yard line, and the return is going to come out to about the 29. And
dang it.
They took the risk. They did what they could, threw into double coverage, and Wyatt Nicholas, who's caught 2 touchdown passes, is going to get an interception for the Thatcher defense. Well, listen, the Cougars did a pretty good job. And remember that this possession began at the Cougar 10-yard line. They took it all the way inside the 10-yard line of Thatcher. Came away, obviously, with no points. 14 plays is by far the longest single drive for either team in the game. And I know we don't like moral victories, but Show Low does have a lot to be proud of in that effort. Here's the quarterback on the other side, Chad Johnson, pulling, keeping, and a great run by Chad that began at the 29-yard line, ends at the 48 of Show Low. So if you count it up, that's 23 yards on the carry for Chad Johnson.
Right, I don't want to go back too far. Right, hindsight's 20/20. Our front had thrown the ball well on the move. You maybe get something out of the pocket with a comeback or a little China route. Maybe
I was a little surprised.
They just ran double slant. They just ran 2 quick slants.
Just surprised I saw him throw from the pocket.
Right.
And not that he looked bad. It's just, like you said, Show Low was having that success getting him outside. Meanwhile, the ball carrier is Cody Bingham. And Thatcher is not going to get a ton on that play. How about 3 yards? 3 yards for Bingham, and it brings up second down. The ball at the 45 of Show Low.
Bingham, I think. No, that was him. It's got him listed. They got him listed at 140 pounds. Or 140 pounds, I think. Let me double check this. Yeah, check that, 140. Smaller body, runs the ball really hard.
Yeah, tough runner, kind of.
Maybe looks a little bit bigger than 140. They're shortening him. Whatever coach is doing the stats online, they're shortening him. He's eating a little bit more at home, I feel like.
But he's in the mold of those Thatcher running backs. Usually not that big. Sometimes they get some size on them, but usually not too big. Strong guys, powerful, and Bingham will do something here. Show his speed. He's down the right side, and Cody Bingham is going to take that one to the house. A 44-yard touchdown run for the Thatcher Eagle running back.
Dang, that's just an unfortunate little defensive breakdown right there. Not quite getting enough bodies to the outside, to the edge. Got to have a backer coming downhill. Try to make a tackle in the open field and just give up too many big plays right there.
We'll see if Thatcher is able to add the point after 6:45 on the clock in the fourth quarter. Well, that's just really unfortunate for Show Low.
Right.
Here's a kick that's up, and the kick is going to sail through. That's good, and our score here, 35-16. Thatcher in front of Show Low. The Sports Zone Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
The gridiron is where teams come to battle and dominate. With over 5 decades of knowledge and expertise, manpower, and a whole lot of horsepower, Perkins Cinders is that all-star teammate you need to dominate your project. They deliver all things dirt, from gravel, cinders, topsoil mulch, concrete materials, and more. Want to score big? Use the one that will get you that win. Perkins Cinders is helping you get a load of this.
Show Low on the return. And Dane Ruzma will take the ball to the 25-ish yard line. Tackle made right there by the Thatcher coverage team. Ruzma comes up, shoulder pad a little bit dangling out there. And we get back to the action here with 6:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. I want to make an announcement, on a personal announcement. The reason I'm wearing this bright orange get-up that I'm wearing today, my bright orange polo shirt, my bright orange hat, from Carroll University to Carroll Pioneers. That's where my son is playing football as a freshman. David Simmons concluded his career with Blue Ridge last year in pretty spectacular fashion, to be honest with you.
Had a breakthrough year, right?
He just had a great year, man. I mean, and a record-setting year for Blue Ridge as a receiver. You watch Show Low go to work, and Frund is going to deliver a pass. It's Lamson the catch, and Lamson will get a little bit out of it. We'll see where he ends up.
Simmons
that whole thing ends up.
Has great hands, good hands, a lot of catches, good speed as well.
You're talking about
your boy,
David. Oh yeah, David's pretty good. So David, they're now playing their fourth game tomorrow at Carroll University. It'll be their fourth game of the season. And David has steadily seen more playing time in every game. Only ran a couple, 3 or 4 plays in the first game. A little more in the second game. He played about, I would say, about 35, 40% of the snaps. The last game they played, as this one goes downfield, and it's going to have to be broken up by Ruzma. Dane Ruzma makes sure that Thatcher was unable to take it away.
Madden McGill.
Yeah, McGill back there in coverage.
Defended the pass.
It goes incomplete to bring him third down and 6 now for Show Low's offense. Front giving the effort right there. But David Simmons playing for Carroll University. He just got the word today as they finished practice. He got the word from his coach that he is starting the game tomorrow. He's going to make his first ever start as a freshman, no less, playing for Carroll University. So I'm excited about it tomorrow. Wish I could be there. Cannot. Not going to be able to be there, but I'll get to see him real soon out there in Wisconsin. But I want to wish my son David the best of luck and just let him know how proud I am of him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And congrats to you guys and to him as well, right? Hard work pays off and earned the coach's trust, it sounds like, and is able to get some PT and rewarded for it. Gets the green light for tomorrow.
I got to say something else as well, just a word of advice on something that has been so meaningful and helpful in this whole process with David, and that is this. If you're a parent, you got a kid playing high school sports and they got some talent, there is a lot of places. If you're above average talent in high school, and we have those kids around here, around the White Mountains, a number of those kids, above average talent, you can play college football or college sports somewhere. I promise you, there's somewhere you can go and play. And one of the great things I've learned about the process, and I would highly encourage people, as Chad Johnson delivers incomplete, is this. Get the grades. Get the grades. It's got to be as important as being on the team. If you want to play at the next level, there's a lot of kids, even more talented than my son, that are never going to get a chance, that aren't going to play any college football or college baseball or whatever. And to a large extent, the reason for that being they just haven't gotten the grades.
You got to take care of business in the classroom.
Yeah, and I will tell you that David playing at the level of football he's playing at, I will promise you his grades, he finished with about a 3.8 GPA in high school. That meant a ton as far as the interest from the school and the fact that they could find a lot of academic scholarship money for him. I mean, a ton of it.
To help get him placed.
And so now he's going there and he's getting his education. He wants to be a dentist. I hope he sticks true to the plan on that. But the best advice I can give, besides being a great teammate, work hard, be in the weight room, be committed, dedicated, is you got to get the grades. It starts with the academics.
Absolutely. It's got to be more than just about football, right? You got to be able to go there and contribute and take care of yourself and help kind of plan for life, right? Because it is.
No doubt. No doubt about it.
It doesn't end with football.
Quarterback under center on 3rd down and 6 for Thatcher. And that is Johnson, and he's going to get spun down. He'll be shy of a first down, I believe, by about a yard. Needed 6, and I think he got 5. Johnson gets up from the play, and, he's had a good game. Chad Johnson today carrying the ball, 12 carries, 76 yards. And his teammate Cody Bingham, 12 carries, 96 yards. Cody's had a great game. He got that interception a moment ago as well. And he's also put together an 80-yard punt return touchdown. So as we get ready to start talking about the Sports Zone's player of the game, that's brought to you by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. We do need to talk about that, and we'll certainly be talking about these Thatcher Eagles, and if they hold on, get the win, they probably ought to at this point. Show Low's got no timeouts, and the Eagles are on the march, already leading 35-16. Looks good for Thatcher right now. We'll certainly have a player of the game announced on that Thatcher lineup. Wyatt Nicholas, a great game. Chad Johnson, Cody Bingham. But how about Jet Walker for Show Low? It's not often as you watch this ball go for 3 yards. 3 yards to gain on the play. And that'll be a new set of downs for Thatcher. But I would say this to our guys that get ready to vote for the player of the game. I think we got to strongly consider Jet Walker right there for the Sports Zone's player of the game, even in a losing effort, the way he has just operated out there for his team tonight.
I agree. Jet Walker's ran the ball hard and carries the load, plays both ways for the Cougars, right? So he's doing it on offense. How many carries does he have again?
I just gave that number.
Sorry.
I think it was 15 carries for 131.
15 carries.
Yeah, here comes Thatcher going around that left side after they got the first down. They're going to be near another first down. And if so, it's going to be right. I think they got the 10 yards. Yep, 10 yards, the pickup on the play. And we got a new kid on the block getting into the game. Didn't we? Or was that Cody again? Did you have a 36?
For Thatcher?
A 30. Probably. Smith Mangum. Mangum, 10 yards. The carry on the play for Smith. A man with 2 last names. And he carries to the 13-yard line for the Eagles, trying to put
and the curly hair to boot.
Yeah, you like that. Trying to put a little icing on top of the cake here, or a cherry on the sundae, or whatever your dessert of choice is.
Correct.
4-yard carry on this play.
That's where I was going with Jet Walker. Speaking of cherry or icing on the cake, that's the only thing Shia does. I don't think he's gotten into the end zone, but done just about everything else for the Cougars outside of sniffing or getting into the end zone, he's just been tremendous athlete.
Yeah, he's really delivered the goods today for his team. And, hats off to the kid. 4-yard gain on that last play. 2nd down and 6 coming up with 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining here in regulation. Mix 98 KRFM Show Low. It's our radio home of Sports Zone Radio. And there is a pitch on the option. Cody Bingham. Bingham racing. Ruzma forces him back in to the arms of his teammate. And a good tackle delivered right there. The guy that delivered said tackle, 36. Carter Alexander, and a 5-yard gain on that play for Bingham.
Yeah, Alexander is able to get horizontal there, lateral. He's able to get lateral down the field and make a tackle just inside or forces him out of bounds.
We're going to grab a timeout momentarily. Grab a timeout after this play. We got to get to a timeout. We'll do that. I don't know how quickly we'll get to it. Thatcher is marching to the end zone. 1:14 remaining in regulation. We got to take care of our advertisers, and we're going to do that here. Here's Smith Mangum.
Forcing us to watch. Thatcher's forcing us to watch.
Smith Mangum, a 4-yard touchdown run for the young man of the hair. That's great hair right there. How about that, huh?
Yeah.
You'd like to have hair like that, wouldn't you?
We're not sponsored by Head and Shoulders, are we? No, I don't have hair like that. I'm going bald. That's why I wear a hat all the time.
Hey, takes a man to go bald, I'll tell you that, okay? 1:06 remaining in regulation. And Thatcher to try to make this 42-16. The kick looks good. The kick is good. And that's our score, 42-16 here with the final 66 seconds coming up on the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Beam & Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beam & Drilling has a kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night. 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beam & Drilling.
In years past, when you needed expert medical care, you may have overlooked one credible local healthcare provider. White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic is your destination for specialized care, orthopedics, podiatry, behavioral health, and advanced interventional pain management. And it's all closer than you think. Located in Springerville, White Mountain Regional Medical Center is your healthcare partner when choices matter.
Thatcher set to kick the ball off. And a line drive kick that Sholo is not going to handle. It'll go through the end zone. Touchback. Sholo gets the ball at their own 20-yard line for the final 1 minute and 6 seconds here in regulation. In our postgame wrap-up, we'll announce the Sports Zone's player of the game. It's brought to you by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Great partners of ours here. And then we follow our post-game wrap-up after we get all that stuff done, look at stats and recap of the game and all of that good stuff. Then we will pause for a moment and bring you the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show, the show the coaches call. That's coming up for you right here on Mix 98 KRFM. Tell you how you can listen if you're a distance away and you want to hear the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show. We're going to tell you exactly how you can get that. You can go to the KRFM radio website. That's 985KRFM, 985KRFM.com, and hit listen live. And that will be how you can listen to the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show. We don't carry that on our video presentation, so you got to listen on the radio, either FM radio or online. 985KRFM.com. 16 carries, 133 for Jet Walker. Now Lamson. Well, Lamson's had a pretty solid game, too. And look at this. Look at this great run that will produce a Sholo first down. He's going to take it for 15 yards and a first down to the 37-yard line.
Both these backs are juniors, too. So, right, Lamson and Walker.
9 rushes, 56 yards for Lamson in the game. Now he'll hustle off the field. Walker is going to go to the wing on the right side. And the running back is going to be, that's Alexander carrying the football. And that is another first down run for the Show Low Cougars. Well done. Gain 11. And the guy that does the dirty work this time getting a chance. Alexander Anderson, senior running back. Nice gain.
Right, gets rewarded. He's out there doing, blocking for people and making sure that we're getting hat on hat, and he gets to tote the rock there at the end of the game.
Yeah, there it is. He gets that one final chance, and that's how the game will ultimately come to an end, everybody. The Show Low Cougars fall short in this one today, but, you know, in terms of moral victories, there are a lot that they can look back on this one and be proud of. And when you consider that they were missing their starting quarterback and they were missing their starting middle linebacker, they were missing a tremendous lineman in Jacob England. There's another, it escapes me, but another quality player missing out of action. And that they gave up some big plays that are certainly defendable. And, you know, going back, if they don't have those, this is just a much closer game.
Right.
Shoal's got a lot to be proud of. But, of course, what really stings is they couldn't get the victory. And they'll fall to 1-5 on the season. I believe it's 1-5 now for the Show Low Cougars. Our score 42-16. We're going to break for a moment. And we'll be back to announce the Sports Zone's player of the game and get underway with our postgame wrap-up here on our broadcast of Show Low Cougars Football. Our broadcast presented by Hatch Toyota. Stand by.
All right, ladies, buckle up. First drive in my new 2024 Toyota RAV4 from Hatch Toyota.
Very cool ride. It has those awesome safety features and a huge touchscreen.
Look at all this room. Perfect for taking my kids and their friends to practice.
I know, right? Plus, the payments are only $359 a month. It's such a great deal.
Did you trade in your own car or what?
I did. I got $2,500 for it during Hatch Toyota's Push, Pull, or Drag event.
$2,500 and a new RAV4 for $359 a month? Sweet deal.
Ready for a new ride? Visit Hatch Toyota's Push, Pull, or Drag event. Get a guaranteed minimum of $2,500 for your trade, no matter its condition. Drive away in a 2024 Toyota RAV4 with payments starting at just $359 a month. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and online at hatchtoyota.com. On approved credit plus tax, title, license, $599 documentation, and $210 fees. Must have a clean title. Lease for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Cannot be combined with other offers.
This could be your best vacation ever. Start with 2 nights at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. Then add 2 premium tickets to see Mr. Garth Brooks live at Caesars Palace the first night you're there. And if that's not enough, let's add 2 tickets to the National Finals Rodeo the very next night. What? When you choose Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint to replace your insured windshield, everyone gets steak dinner for 2 at Cattleman's Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets. And right now, everyone, cash or insurance, gets their name put in the hat to win a vacation they will never forget. 2 front section tickets to see Garth Brooks live at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. And 2 tickets the next night to see the National Finals Rodeo. If you have a broken windshield, you know the jingle.
536-597. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass cash back to you. Woohoo!
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
Have you heard the big news? At White Mountain Regional Medical Center, we are bigger and better than ever. With our newly expanded emergency room facility and capabilities, we are even better equipped to handle your urgent needs with the care and efficiency you deserve. Discover the new standard in healthcare right in your backyard. Choose White Mountain Regional Medical Center, located in Springerville, where specialized and emergency care are now within reach.
So we welcome you back in, our postgame wrap-up to get underway here, everybody, from Show Low High School. Take a look at some of those highlights as we start our wrap-up. Floyd Simmons along with Mackie Slade and Mackey's debut with us here at the Sports Zone tonight. And you know what? Pretty dang good work by Mackey Slade out here tonight, Mackey. You're gonna impress some people back at home.
It's been a blast.
You're gonna be signing autographs for your nieces and nephews and everybody else in the family, dude. So, 42-16, the final score. Thatcher gets the win. The Eagles are now 5-1 overall in the season. With the loss, Show Low drops to 1-5. Coming into the game, Thatcher was ranked number 3 in 3A football. The very first rankings of the season having come out earlier this week. Show Low came into the game ranked number 29, and so Thatcher would be the decided favorite to win the game, and they did, but Show Low fought well. Show Low had the lead at the end of the first quarter. They led 10-7, but then Thatcher quickly took the lead early on in that second quarter, and then they were able to hang on to it going into halftime, and eventually you get the big victory here. So let's talk about Thatcher for a moment. Let me get your thoughts, Mackey, on this Eagles team, ranked number 3 in the state. They've been pretty impressive this first half of the year, and that quarterback right there that people are looking at on the screen, Chad Johnson's a big reason for it. He runs the option pretty well, has reads pretty well, and we saw him do some good work in this game. He approached 100 yards rushing. Overall thoughts on the Thatcher Eagles? What do you have?
I think that they're a tough team. Those guys are well disciplined. They run their stuff really well, and they throw a bunch of different things at you. They're going to run that veer, a little bit of ISO, and then he's able to throw the ball. Chad Johnson threw it over the top to his big receiver, Wyatt Nichols, for a couple scores and big gains, and so they're good. They're big up front too. They got big bodies, and those guys kind of clear a path for Mr. Bingham to run the ball, and so I was impressed. I thought they did well and just were pretty polished tonight. They looked super good, and I didn't see any miscues and not too many penalties either.
Yeah, well disciplined, always tough. Big up front.
Correct.
I mean, it's Thatcher. It's the same team every single year. They've got a blueprint over there. They always follow. Everybody plays football in Thatcher. Okay, and they get their fair share of guys that eat a lot of the corn. They're corn fed and all that good stuff that's going on down in Thatcher. So, well done by the Eagles. Dan Jones, their head coach. They come to town. They get a victory. They're now 5-1. Let's look at the scoring in this one. We'll talk to our player of the game coming up in a bit, but. Let's see. It was Thatcher scoring first play from scrimmage. After they took over the ball after the opening kick, they were at their own 47 and launched a 53-yard touchdown pass. Chad Johnson to Wyatt Nicholas on that hookup. The kick was good. Thatcher led 7-0 with just 11:44 on the clock in the first quarter, just 16 seconds into the game. The Show Low Cougars then came along, and they scored their first points on a Calvin Morgan 27-yard field goal, and that was the first possession of the game for the Cougars. They were able to move the ball down the field the better part of 75 yards to get into field goal range for Calvin, and he converted the kick for the team, and he got his team to within 7-3. Moments later, at 1:04 on the clock in the first quarter, it was Show Low scoring a touchdown on a punt block. The punt was blocked by the Show Low Cougars sophomore. Young man was able to get up, get some penetration, and Talon Sloan, that young man, blocked the kick, and it popped up into the air into the hands of Dane Ruzma. Ruzma ran it in from about 40 yards away to score the touchdown for the Show Low Cougars, and they grabbed a lead that they took into the end of the first quarter. Ruzma with the touchdown. The kick was good. Show Low led 10-7, and we went on at that point to the second quarter with 8:59 on the clock in that second period. Thatcher's Will Chichester scored on a 15-yard touchdown run. That kick was good, and Thatcher had a 14-10 lead. Thatcher would score on the next possession, the Show Low possession. When the Cougars punt the ball away, Cody Bingham was able to return the ball 80 yards for a Thatcher touchdown, and the kick followed to make it 21-10 Thatcher, and that was your halftime score. On to the second half. And in that third quarter, I take it back. There was one more score. It was right at the end of the half, wasn't it? There was just 3 seconds left on the clock after Thatcher somehow was able to get a man, Wyatt Nicholas, behind the defense for his second long touchdown reception of the half. Wyatt hauled this one in for a 58-yard touchdown from Johnson. And then the kick being good at that point made it a 28-10 halftime lead for Thatcher. My apologies, we get that straight for you. Starting the second half, Show Low was able to take the opening second half kick and drive the ball down the field. It took exactly 3 minutes for the Cougars to go 52 yards. And at the end of it, Ben Frund connected with Chris Yorksmith for a 15-yard touchdown for the Show Low Cougars. They got some offensive points on the board at that point. The kick was blocked, but still, Show Low, they got that nice start to the second half, and they cut the Thatcher lead to 28-16. It was Thatcher scoring next, and that would come with 6:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. Cody Bingham, a 44-yard touchdown run for Thatcher. The kick was good there. Thatcher had a 35-16 advantage. Bingham would steal one away. He got an interception on the next Show Low possession, and then finally, with 1:06 remaining in the fourth quarter, in mop-up duty, young running back Smith Mangum for Thatcher scored on a 4-yard touchdown run. The final points of the game, along with a successful point after, and it was Thatcher 42-16, and that's how the game ends. A big win for Thatcher on the road here at Show Low High School tonight, and we await from the locker room or from a post-game discussion our player of the game. We're gonna announce a player of the game from the Thatcher roster. Won't have an opportunity to speak to them, unfortunately, but we will speak to a Show Low Cougar who will also be announced as a Sports Zone player of the game, because what an effort by that young running back that you're looking at on your screen right there, Jet Walker. We'll talk to him here in a little bit, everybody. Stand by. It's the Sports Zone Game of the Week and a final of 42-16. Thatcher the win. We'll be back to wrap things up here from Show Low High School right after this. Stand by.
You know that excited feeling you get after you buy a car? You'll walk around it 5 or 6 times checking it out. You send selfies to your friends. You grab your family, friends, and coworkers the next day to see your new car purchase. Did you feel that happy when you were going in to buy it? Hatch Toyota's thinking is that you should be just as happy before you buy it as you are after. We start by not doing something. We do not have commissioned sales reps. At Hatch Toyota, we believe in non-commissioned product specialists. They're salaried, so they have no reason to pressure you to do anything. They understand that a great customer experience will lead you to telling your friends and your family about your experience. So when you're approached on the lot or in the showroom, you don't have to panic. Their task is to help you find the best vehicle for your lifestyle and your budget. Hatch Toyota Product Specialist, keeping the White Mountains rolling for 31 years. Or shop online all the time at hatchtoyota.com.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
Bingham Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Bingham Drilling has a kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night, 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Bingham Drilling.
Multiply your back-to-school savings with Naked Mobile's 3 for $35 deal. Buy 3 months of our $35 unlimited talk and text plan and get a Samsung Galaxy A13 free. Divide your stress, not your budget, with Naked Mobile. No contracts, no credit checks, just the best coverage on the Navajo Nation. Plus, it comes with a 10-gigabyte high-speed hotspot. Grab your free Samsung Galaxy A13 online or in-store while supplies last. Visit nakedmobile.com or your nearest Cellular One store today.
The gridiron is where teams come to battle and dominate. With over 5 decades of knowledge and expertise, manpower, and a whole lot of horsepower, Perkins Cinders is that all-star teammate you need to dominate your project. They deliver all things dirt, from gravel, cinders, topsoil mulch, concrete materials, and more. Want to score big? Use the one that will get you that win. Perkins Cinders is helping you get a load of this.
Hey, a big thank you to Perkins Cinders, one of our presenting sponsors of the Sports Zone Game of the Week and the Friday Night Football Show. Perkins Cinders, great partners of ours, great local partners in the community. They're largely responsible for the work that you see done out at a new field here that Show Low gets to play on. Perkins Cinders, great people, and they also are the presenting sponsors of the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame. And sometime this season, if I'd have known that Rathan Reisdorf, the great Show Low quarterback, record-setting quarterback, would be here tonight at the game, we would have made arrangements to induct him tonight into our Sports Zone Hall of Fame. Rathan has this beautiful crystal trophy with his name engraved on it, waiting for him and waiting for an induction. And as one of the all-time great quarterbacks in 3A football, one of the all-time great Show Low Cougar players in history, he has been announced as an inductee into the Friday Night Football Show's Hall of Fame. We hope to get that done with him soon. We would have done it tonight. So we'll find a time here with Rathan sometime soon. Got to see him, his young child, in tow with him. And I mention it because not only did we get to see him and say hi to him, but thank you to Perkins Cinders. They are our presenting sponsors of the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame. Well, this was a tough-fought battle tonight for the Show Low Cougars, falling short. They moved to 1-5 on a loss to Thatcher tonight. The Eagles with the victory, 42-16 over Show Low, our final score in this one tonight. But, it wasn't all gloomy. The Cougars did a number of things well, and one of those things they did was they found some room to run for their great running back, Jet Walker. He turned in a pretty masterful performance against a very tough, very strong Thatcher Eagle defense. How about the numbers for Jet today? 16 carries for 133 yards, and just a hard-fought battle. Played great defense as well for the team. And, I got to tell you, folks, I don't think too many running backs are going to run for 100 yards against Thatcher's defense this season. They're big up front. They are physical. They're very well coached, and it takes a lot of effort and work to get that done. Let's talk to our player of the game. Folks, welcome into Show Low High School tonight for the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Time to announce our Sports Zone Player of the Game presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Our player of the game did not play on the winning team tonight, although we're going to announce one for the Thatcher Eagles as well here in a little bit, a kid that had a great game. But let's focus on the hometown hero for the Show Low Cougars, Jet Walker, junior running back, joins us now. And Jet, well, listen, a hard-fought game. I just congratulate you and the team for battling all night long. Didn't get the win, but one thing's for sure, that Show Low team has a lot of fight in it. And tell us about the game tonight against Thatcher.
Hi, Flo. I just want to say thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. Thatcher's a great team. Top 3 right now, or top 4 maybe, and they play physical. They're a hard team, but I'm proud of what we came out and did tonight. Still, we got a lot of things to work on. We were able to run the ball a little bit, and our line stepped up big time. I just want to shout out them. They're the only reason that I can do what I did tonight and have that many yards. So that's all props to them, and also Ben Frun. Ben Frun stepped up big tonight, even against a tough Thatcher defense, physical team, and Ben Frun he stepped up. He did great. So
how would you like to be a sophomore quarterback, 5'7", making your starting debut against a team like Thatcher, right? That's tough. But he stepped up and he did it for you, didn't he?
Yes, sir. He did great.
Yeah. You mentioned the offensive line, and let's go back to that. That's a team that's a line that's a little bit depleted. You're missing one of your keys. Jacob England was not available to you tonight, so that hurts. And of course, Cash Wilkinson is going to be a little while before he's at 100% for you. So, a little bit of a patchwork offensive line that never backed down tonight, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And of course we missed those guys, England and Cash Wilkinson, but even without them, they stepped up. They did great. Riker Ellsworth, Quentin Yaidi, Jacob Murray, Donovan Miller. They all played great. Cooper Peck, who was a ex-Thatcher Eagle, they all showed up tonight. And they're the only reason I got to do what I do, and they're the only reason I do anything. So it's all kudos to them.
Talking to our Sports Zone player of the game, that is Jet Walker right now. It's presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. And Jet, before I toss it to my broadcast partner, Mackie Slade, I want to ask you about the defense and how you guys managed to play such good run defense against a great running team like Thatcher. Those guys can run the ball down anybody's throat out there. But you guys really did a great job in minimizing the effect of that running game for them, and you did it without Mason Luxel, your starting inside linebacker. What did you guys do to be so tough in your run defense tonight?
Absolutely. Our DC, Gavin Clark, he put in a great game plan for us. Of course, we missed Mason Luxel, unfortunately, to an injury this week, and we hope he gets back soon. But we were able to manage without him. Dallin Rawlings, Xander Perez, both stepped up big. Xander's a freshman. He played a great game, and I could go down the whole line, the whole roster of everyone that played D, but they stepped up. They filled their gaps, and they played great defense. But still, there's a lot of things we need to work on. It feels good to stop Thatcher just because they're a big run team, but still a lot of things that we need to work on defensively, and we're just going to keep working every day. So.
No, that's great, Jet. Hey, this is Mackie Slade. I don't know if you know me. I know
Yes,
you
sir.
a little
I know
bit.
you, Mackie.
But it was fun to come out here tonight and to be able to watch you perform.
Thank you.
So hats off to you and the way you run the ball and just conduct yourself. And I appreciate and I love especially how you talked about your teammates and gave them a lot of good credit. But, hey, you get credit too, right? You got to keep the ball high and tight and run between the tackles and thought you had a heck of a game tonight. My only question for you is, I seen a lot of positives in this Show Low football team tonight, and you do as well. What do you guys need to do come Monday or Tuesday, as going in the next week to kind of build on it? Because there's some positives you guys can build on, I think.
Absolutely. I agree with you. We did see a lot of positives tonight, and just it's kind of been the story of our season. It's we need to build every week, right? And I think that's what we've been doing. And so going into these few weeks, we got region play coming up, so that's when we know we got to show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think our line, they did great. If our line keeps working like that, we're gonna be able to run the ball even better. And of course I say that, but.
Right.
Because being the running back, but also we'll see where we're at. We'll see if Cash Perkins. We'll see what his injury, if he's back next week. But we know whether or not now, Ben Frun stepped up, he can do the job too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So going into these next weeks, we're just gonna do our best. We'll see what region play brings.
Get healthy too, right?
Yes, sir.
Get
Absolutely.
healthy, get in the film room, and it'll build.
Yes, sir.
One more thing. Can we get a comment from you? Can you give some props to Dax Lamson?
Oh, absolutely.
He ran so hard today.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he's a big relief for me in the backfield. Being able to share the ball a little bit between us, split the reps. There's no one else on this team I'd rather do it with. He ran the ball great tonight, and when he wasn't running the ball, he was lead blocking for me. So I appreciate the heck out of him. He played a great game, and I'm excited for what the future holds for me and him.
Way to fight out there, man. We'll see you again real soon, okay?
Thank you, Floyd. Appreciate you having me.
All right, there is the Sports Zone's player of the game. What a night tonight for Jet Walker. In a losing effort, yes, but 133 yards rushing against Thatcher. I mean, I defy you. Tell me how many running backs will pick up 100 yards against that Eagle defense this season, and the number's going to be pretty small. And that guy right there, the junior running back, did a great job tonight for Show Low in helping them to fight hard in a game with a depleted team, a depleted roster, but they never backed down. Good job. Kudos to the coaching staff, to Coach Clark on defense, to Coach Michael Boyce, the head coach and the guy that runs this offense for Show Low, because they really kept their guys engaged the entire team, entire time, and never did back down today. All right, so there was that. Let's look real quick at the numbers, okay, Mackie?
For sure.
In this one today, let's begin with Thatcher, victorious tonight over the Show Low Cougars. For the Eagles, a little surprise here. I take it back. I was looking at the wrong number. Maybe not surprising. 382 yards of total offense. I looked at the rushing number first, which says 248, and I thought, well, that's kind of a low, total offense number. And sure enough, it is. Because, again, the total number, 382 for Thatcher in the victory tonight. 22 minutes and 57 seconds time of possession, and 13 first downs overall for the Eagles on a victory tonight. I mentioned 382, the total offense number. They ran 46 offensive plays and averaged 8.3 yards per gain. 248 yards on the ground for the Eagles. They averaged 6.7 yards running the football. And the passing game, 134 yards through the air for the Eagles. Didn't throw it a lot. As a team, only attempted 9 passes, completed 5, but a couple of those were long touchdown passes for Thatcher. They averaged 26.8 yards per pass completion in the game tonight against Show Low. They were penalized only 3 times for 30 yards. That was the halftime total. so apparently did not get penalized in that second half.
Right.
There was one or two offsetting penalties.
Yeah.
So they committed penalties. They just didn't stand. Other thing, they fumbled once but recovered that fumble. Never turned the ball over today. So protecting the football always important, and Thatcher did a good job doing that. Their quarterback Chad Johnson was 5 of 9 for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns today. His leading receiver was Wyatt Nicholas. 3 catches for 117 yards, 2 touchdowns for him. Cody Bingham caught the other 2 passes for a total of 17 yards. So I guess only 1 second-half pass completion by the Thatcher Eagles. Running the football, they did get to 100 yards behind Cody Bingham. He had 101 yards on the game on 13 carries, averaging 7.8 yards. He did score a rushing touchdown today. Also, Chad Johnson, the quarterback, running that option, did well. 12 carries for 76 yards for Chad today. Will Chidester, 3 carries for 26 yards. That included a touchdown. Tristan Brown, 5 rushes for 23 yards today for Thatcher. Smith Mangum came in late in the game. 2 rushes for him, 14 yards, including a touchdown. And Cade Winkler carried it twice for 8 yards for the Thatcher Eagles. Anything that you wanted to mention or talk about in what Thatcher was able to do today?
No, they did a good job. They're super smooth and ran their stuff. Right, we knew they were going to come in and run the ball, and they had a little bit of success early on some of those bigger pass plays, but predominantly running the ball for over 200 yards. I mean, you got to be happy with that, and those guys are big up front. We're able to get a good push, and then obviously our back, Cody Bingham, carrying the load for them. I was impressed with him. I was impressed with quarterback Chad Johnson. Stood in there and took a big hit and got in there, and the way he ran the veer and the option and not putting the ball on the ground, right? A lot of things can happen when you're pulling it and going to pitch and carry. So played a super clean game, and I was impressed. It was Thatcher, and they put out a dominant performance tonight.
That was his former teammate, Cooper Peck, that put that big hit on him, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Just absolutely, whoever it was planted him on a pass attempt, and he bounced up.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little shaken up for a bit, but he stayed strong and turned in a great game for that Thatcher Eagle team. Before we get to the Show Low numbers, we do want to announce that the Sports Zone player of the game, we announced Show Low's Jet Walker. He picks that up. Thank you to White Mountain Regional Medical Center. They present that here on our broadcast coverage of the game of the week. But we also want to give credit and announce as a Sports Zone player of the game to one of those Thatcher Eagles, and that is Cody Bingham. So we mentioned that Bingham ran for 101 yards. He scored a rushing touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
He also returned an 80-yard punt for a touchdown.
Special teams touchdown.
He also had an interception today as well.
A little hat trick almost.
In every facet of the game, he contributed big for the Thatcher Eagles. That's the thing about the Eagles. They got a lot of numbers on the sideline, but they always have about 4 or 5 guys that go both ways that are huge contributors. And why wouldn't they? Because they do have such talent. And Cody Bingham's a great example of that. He's only listed at 100.
Yeah, he's calling him 140 pounds, and pound for pound, he ran the ball super hard. I was impressed, and we called his name. We called his name a lot, and he just doesn't come out of the game, right? So he's kind of just a Swiss Army knife, and it's just a dream for coaches, right? Kind of do a little bit of everything, and built tough and durable, so was able to play the whole game, and he was impressive.
Well, he plays big, doesn't he? He plays a lot bigger than the dimensions suggest he ought to. Check out the Show Low numbers for you tonight. Show Low with 25 minutes and 3 seconds time of possession, so about a 2-minute swing between the two teams, not much difference. Total yards for Show Low, 260 yards of offense. That's pretty good, really, against that Thatcher defense. 13 first downs overall in the game. Show Low ran 46 offensive plays, averaging 5.7 yards per offensive gain. Yards rushing for the team, 197. Man, they almost got 200 yards rushing against Thatcher. Again, I keep pointing that out because not many teams are going to do that.
I was going to say, this game is closer than what it might appear for the scoreboard. It is closer outside of a couple big plays. If you can clean those up and trim that up as a defense, and then we were close here on the 4th down that we didn't get out of the timeout, right? We threw an interception. So a couple plays that go for Show Low makes this game a little bit more interesting than what it appears.
Erase the 3 big plays and find out what happens, because maybe Show Low adds another touchdown. But if you take the 3 big touchdowns off the board and Show Low plays the kind of defense they played for the balance of the game, I just think that accounts for at least 2 less touchdowns than Thatcher might have scored over the course of the game.
For sure, I agree 100%. And I think that's probably what they'll talk about. They're going to go back and look at those things in film and just say, hey, guys, we can't have these type of breakdowns, especially against good teams, right?
Yep.
Good teams like that are going to make you pay.
Looking more at the numbers for Show Low, 197 yards rushing for the team. They averaged 6.2 yards per carry. It's pretty good. They threw the ball for 63 yards on the night with a sophomore quarterback making his first ever start and coach telling him, guess what, Ben Frund, you've got to start start tonight for your first time ever against Thatcher.
Right.
And Ben, he manned up and he got the job done. Ben Frund, 9 of 14 in the game for 63 yards. He also threw a touchdown. Did throw 3 interceptions. Don't count one of those. That's really a solid night. Solid night for a sophomore making his first ever start against a quality team like that. Other items in the stat column, 6 penalties assessed against Show Low for 35 yards. And that's really pretty good. That's a good number.
Yeah.
1 fumble, didn't lose it. Did not lose a fumble tonight, but did throw 3 interceptions. That accounts for the 3 total turnovers on this one for Show Low's offense. Let's see, the receivers out there on those 9 pass completions by Frund. Their leading receiver was Jet Walker, 3 catches for 21 yards. Then Chris Yorksmith, 1 catch for 15 yards, but it was big. That was a touchdown. Josh Williams caught 2 passes for 12 yards. Cameron Hernandez, 2 catches for 11 yards. Dax Lamson caught 1 pass for 4 yards. Jet Walker, our Sports Zone player of the game, 16 rushes for 133 yards, 133 on the ground for Jet Walker. Dax Lamson ran tough, 9 carries for 56 yards today for Show Low. Alex Anderson, 1 carry for 10 yards. And the quarterback, Ben Frund, 6 carries for -2 yards total for Ben today in the football game. So those are your numbers. That's what it looks like right there. And that's kind of how it comes to an end, everybody. Let's see, our next broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week is next Friday. I'm going to need some help on that, Derek. I'm a little at a loss where we're at now. Okay, yeah, we're at the Dome. Safford at Round Valley. Safford at Round Valley. Next Friday night is our next broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. Can't wait to bring it to you. We haven't had a cold game yet.
No, it's been great weather.
What's going on?
I don't know. I brought a hoodie. I didn't wear it until just now. Put the hoodie on, but
yeah,
it's been great. Great football weather.
Fantastic out here. And that's going to wrap things up here tonight. Mackie, I want to thank you for stepping in. Mackie Slade, who joined us on the broadcast tonight when we got word that Byron Brown wouldn't be here. It was kind of late in the game, late in the day. I was in the afternoon. I reached out to you, Mackie, and you were up to the challenge, and I highly appreciate it, man. Your debut was very strong, very strong. And you've definitely earned the invitation back here at the Sports Zone, okay?
I appreciate it. I'm glad that I was able to come out. I'm glad you thought of me and shot me a text and was able to make it all happen. The stars aligned. It's fun. It's fun for me, and it's a learning experience for me, and it's been a blast.
You did a great job.
You do a great job. Your show, your operation is great.
Well,
it's great.
Then maybe I shouldn't say what I was going to say, which was I was going to insult you muggy on Mustang football players. You guys don't know a lot of syllables. You don't use every letter in the alphabet. But I'll tell you,
our name's weird.
Your names are very strange. But you guys are awesome, man.
Man.
Heber Muggy on folk are just they're just awesome. I love you guys.
We've got some good people over there.
No doubt about it. And I really thank you for being a great sport for one, but really stepping up. Okay,
appreciate it.
And I wouldn't expect anything less because your dad, Tim Slade, a guy I'm just proud and privileged to call a friend, and I love the guy. He's going to produce nothing but the very best kids in the world, okay? You're a great dude, okay?
That's good. I'm glad.
Thanks for being here, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
We'll see you again real soon down the road, okay?
Right on.
All right, thank you, Mackie. Folks, what a game tonight. It really was a much closer game than the score would indicate. A much funner game, a better game, more competitive than 42-16 would ever indicate. And Show Low's got a lot to build on from this one here tonight. But unfortunately, the record not so good. 1-5 coming out of this one. We'll see if they get a little bit of help, though, in the rankings for the next time around based on the fact that they played so far up the rankings. Thatcher, number 3 in the state. You would think maybe Show Low does move up, even with the loss tonight in this one. They were 29 coming in. We'll see on Tuesday where they end up after this one. Thatcher, They were number 3. They pick up a win. They're now 5-1 on the campaign. Coming up in a little bit, it's the continuation of the Friday Night Football show. We call it the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show. That's going to come up in a few moments. We'll break a little bit. We'll get some music going on Mix 98, KRFM, and then we'll dive back into more football talk, the scores and highlights, the show the coaches call. It's the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show coming up in 10 or 15 minutes right here from Show Low High School. So whatever you do, don't miss out on the rest of that. For the entire crew, guys like our producer, Derek Simmons, our technical director, that's Big Joe Matthews, and our camera operator on the game cam, even bigger, Shanu Vistad. For my broadcast partner, Mackie Slade, and our wonderful statistician, the lovely Sonia Simmons. I am Floyd Simmons. Thanking you for joining us, inviting you back next Friday as we travel to the Dome. Round Valley will take on the Safford Bulldogs next Friday night, and we'll have it for you here, okay? Stand by for the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show, but for right now and for the moment, good night, everybody, from Show Low High School on this broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.